What's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy. This is a very special One Piece Season 2 chat where we're going to build the Going Merry, so I have something to do while we talk. Hello, everybody. Am I live? Is this working? I think it's working. Hi. Hello. Chip, chip, cheerio. Tip the old hat for you. They tease the Lego Tony. A little Tony Chopper in Lego. I am live. We've never been live over here before. I realized I didn't have a starting soon screen for this channel. Too late to do that. We should have some mods. Ring Road is a mod. Okay. Some of the mods are working. Did the LA videos get taken down? Rant GG. I'm not sure what you mean, did the LA videos get taken down? They are all live. They're not on this channel. They're collaborated to this channel. So if you're looking for them in videos on this channel, you won't find them. You'll find them in the collaborations tab at the bottom of the page. If you go to Nerdy Nightly, the main channel that I do with my wife, Limery, I actually was trying to get you a mod spot. I am working on it. I forgot how to do mods on this channel for a while, and I messed up. But no, unfortunately, a lot of reactors were having difficulties with their reactions to the live action season 2. I was surprised by that. I felt bad for them. Blind Wave, I know, was having a hell of a time, and they do really good work. So genuinely was quite surprised to see the problems they were having, because we had no pushback on ours, which is rare. Skeleton, you're backstage for a rehearsal for a musical. Wait, Skeleton, what musical? I want to know what show you're doing. You were good on the Queen Blaze channel? Yeah. There were some reactors that seemed to get hit. We weren't. I don't know. Some reactors have a hell of a time with their One Piece reactions. And, you know, I'm 684 episodes into the anime and no problems uploading. In the Heights? Oh, shit. You know what just happened over on the Nerdy Nightly channel? We passed 96,000. What? $96,000? Holla. Fucking love In the Heights. I got to, I was at Toronto Fan Expo in August of last year. I got to talk to Corbin Blue about seeing him as Usnavi in the Broadway production of In the Heights. He was fantastic. And it was a sweet conversation. I think he's so used to people coming up to talk to him about like High School Musical and stuff that when I was like, hey man, I saw you on Broadway. You were great. He was like, oh, shit. Didn't expect that. There's a Lego Gum Gum Fruit available for pre-order. Wait, what? Lego One Piece. There's announcements? Are there announcements, chat? Maybe under news? Wait, if there's Lego news. Oh, there's... Oh, wow. Okay, wait a second. I gotta pull this oop. Let's pull this up on the stream so that we can talk about this before we get into... Before we get into this here, let me pop over to this. We'll use that in a second, but for now we will... Turn that off. That is a mess. Oh my god. Wait. This stream is not like ready for, as you can see, I'm like trying to make this work. Hi everyone. Hi. There's so many people here. Hello. Good afternoon. I should start with at the beginning of the stream, Isaiah. God, I can't read. I'm so dyslexic. Isaiah, thank you for joining the Maple Mask Pirates. This is the first live of the Maple Mask Pirates, everyone. This is our first meeting of the Maple Mask Pirates live. Very excited for that. A Diet Pranada, thank you for joining the Maple Mask Pirates as well. 98.5k subs on Nightly, so close to silver. We're so close. Press AOS. We're so close to silver over there. I prefer the Bandai ship kits. I paint them like minis. Wait, do the Bandai ship kits come gray? Is that... I literally wrote Lego Piece 1. God, I am dyslexic. Okay. We have announcements. What's the best way to show this? Because I want to talk about this. News. Live. A Lego One Piece Tony Chopper. Oh my god, look at him. Look at our boy! What is this? Wait, I want him so bad. How do I get a chopper? Oh my god, what is that? Jesus Christ. Oh, you guys didn't hear that. That's good. Okay. Okay, I love the Tony chopper. Here is the Gum Gum fruit. That is pretty slick. That looks pretty damn good, Lego. Wow. August 2026. Okay, so... Oh, and then we have, like, young Luffy. Cool. Oh, it opens up. And on the inside, you get to see Luffy eating it. Oh, shit. That is the unexpected thing. That right there, unexpected. What a delight. Maple mast should be on the ship's mast, like Mr. Five's sunglasses. What is on... I actually don't remember what is on the, like, mast of the ship. I'm gonna have... I'm, like, starting to... I should have it already out. It's my bad for not being more on it. We are gonna have... The maple mast is... Like, if you look at the ship... If we go back to this... The mast does have the maple mask on it. Our ship's pretty sick. We got a moose as our figurehead, because I'm fucking Canadian as hell. It's overpriced as hell, though. Illuminatic, it's Lego. It's always overpriced. Everything's about to be overpriced. Y'all ready for... I mean, Lego's mostly just made out of oil and gas, right? So this Strait of Hormuz bullshit is going to make Lego expensive. I'm not happy about it. In fact, you could say I'm unhappy about it. Let's talk about One Piece, though. Let's do happier things. All right, there's so many people here. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming to our first live stream. This is so sick. We've never done this before. So, the idea for this channel's lives that I had was I want to play through since I'm doing the entire One Piece TV show, right? I want to play through every One Piece video game on this channel, right? And so, One Piece GBA. My idea for that was to start with... I want to stream this, like... can you guys see that? Yeah, I want to stream... I'm going to start with the Game Boy Advance game. I'm, like, sure I can find an emulator for it. Please no, most OP video games suck. I mean, the games are mostly just so that we can chat One Piece, right? It's more just so that we have something to do while we chat. Like today, we're doing One Piece Lego. Today, we're going to build this. Well, I don't know if we'll finish it, but we're going to build a large chunk of this. Will this live be saved? Yeah, Jumanji. Yeah, the live will exist on the channel forever. We don't delete VODs here. I know some people do that. I'm not that... No. These things are fun. This is going to be a long chat about One Piece Season 2. I want people to be able to, like, interact with it when they want to. We have a lot of people in different time zones. I know there's a bunch of people in Japan who watch the channel. Thank you so much. I love the Japanese audience because, you know, this shit comes from your country. And so, yeah, no, it's what, like 2 o'clock in the morning in Tokyo right now? So, games, I don't know. We're going to get to it. Odyssey is the best game, but you should wait until after Dressrosa. Yeah, we won't play any games until after we get to the story parts. Although I'm assuming I'm near, like, I've got to only have a little bit of Dressrosa left, right? Like, I'm assuming I'll be done Dressrosa by the summer. Because even if Dressrosa goes to, like, 750... I'm dropping episodes 717 and 718 on Patreon on my birthday, on April 28th, right? So... Actually, no, no, so yeah, we would, so what is that? Like, that's like 30 a month? 20 a month? Okay, so if we're doing about 20 episodes a month, that doesn't make sense. There's a lot of Dressrosa left? Oh, great. Most OP video games are Musou games like Samurai Warriors. Yeah, there's a One Piece Dynasty Warriors game, right? Sir Kakashi, thank you for loving the reactions. I appreciate that. I was rewatching episode 2. I realized the guest star hiding on the Rumble Pirates crew. Wait, there was a guest star hiding there other than Brooke? Who's hiding in the Rumble Pirates? Most One Piece games make Sanji capable of hurting female opponents. That's so funny. I'm halfway through. Okay. So wait, if I'm halfway through, it ends at what, like 740 then? Ish? Holy shit. Oh my god. Wait. Wait. Did we go like all the way to 740? Are we gonna be still in fucking 746? Are we gonna be still in Dressrosa in fucking May? Dressrosa's 120 episodes? Are you joking? Holy shit. Because here's the thing, chat. Okay, so this stream is full spoilers up until the YouTube, right? I should say that at the beginning. Everything through Dressrosa episode 684. No, wait, no. That's where the patrons are at. Wait, no. I need to make sure that I know where we're going up until talking wise. Because I don't want to, people who are not YouTube members, I don't want to have spoilers for them. So, what is currently public? The last public video for One Piece was 675, 676. So, Usopp just spit fire. Usopp just spit fire. We're not, 682 is members only. So, we are not, nothing after Usopp spits fire. That's the last moment we're allowed to talk about in this stream, y'all. I have some mods. Thank you to the people who decided to be mods. I'm very grateful for you coming over to this channel. Not gonna lie, some of the Dressrosa episodes are so bad loading. Nothing happens. They had to extend it for a while because it was kind of catching up to the manga. I know that's gonna happen. I don't know what to do about it because for the Patreon, I need to watch the episodes or else it just doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, it's not gonna happen. So, we're gonna just keep doing it the way that we're doing it. And if there's episodes that are bad, I'll say they're bad and we'll move on. You know what I mean? But we're gonna keep putting out 6 a week until we catch up in 2029. Also, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has been commissioning other things for me to watch lately. That is very, very sweet. Obviously, we started reincarnated as a slime recently because of a commission. And we are going to be watching My Love Story! ! The first 6 episodes have been commissioned, so I'm going to do those 6 episodes in early April. As soon as we get back from PAX East next week. If you're going to be at PAX East next week in Boston, come say hi. Let me know. I'm going to be around. We're launching a new show that we're going to be filming in May, so we're going to be doing some press and stuff to get that show started. But yeah, no, very excited for that. Other people have said they're interested in commissioning stuff. It is tax season. Commissions are open. I have to pay taxes by the end of April in Canada. So whatever you want in April, it's a free-for-all. I will literally watch anything as long as you pay me for it. You never seen Reincarnated as Slime? No, you do. Never apologize. Never apologize for not watching something. Never apologize for not watching something. You guys watch what you want. I put the content out to make people happy, not to have people feel like they're obligated, right? And so, no, just watch whatever you can. Or not whatever you can. Watch whatever you feel like watching. If you're one of those people who literally puts on all my videos just to, like, give me the view, I really appreciate that. That is sweet. Seriously, don't worry about it. Or do. Like, if you're down to do that, don't stop. I'm not asking you to stop. But, like, I don't want anyone to feel guilty for not watching more of my stuff, okay? We put out too much content. A lot of people straight up are like, hey, like, you're not a huge content creator. I'm like, yeah, I know. And they're like, you make decent money for, like, your size. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And they're like, I have more followers than you. Why are you doing better? And I'm like, I just make way more content than you do. I have 6 channels. Bro, do Naruto? I just can't imagine doing Naruto and One Piece simultaneously. Like, I just don't know that I don't know that I want to do 2, like, 1,000... I don't know that I want to do 2,000 view or 1,000 episode shows 6 channels. What's the 6 channels? The monetized channels under the company right now, we have Nerdy Nightly, we have Nerdy Daily, we have Roleplay Relay, which is our TTRPG Magic the Gathering channel. We have the Nerdy Wordy Book Club, which is our like book podcast. Is it? And then we have Claris Polaris, which is Claris's channel that I edit and help make content for. And then we have we had Claris's Closet. I guess we only have 5 right now. We only currently have 5 monetized YouTube channels. And then we're going to have a 6th soon. Claris is dropping a new show. So yeah, so we have 5 currently, and then we're gonna have a 6th in about a month here. Would you read Destroy All Humans? They cannot be regenerated in a MTG manga. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Dr. Cocky says, are you dropping HXH? Yeah, I am no longer reacting to HXH. I have finished Greed Island. While I was doing my taxes on Sunday night, I put it on Netflix, and because Crunchyroll doesn't have the dub for Greed Island, or for Hunter x Hunter, so I switched to Netflix so I could watch the dub. Found out on Netflix, hey, on Netflix, you can speed shows up, which I'm usually against, but the dodgeball sequence in Hunter x Hunter was one of the most boring things I've ever watched. And so watching it at 1.5 speed definitely helped. The stuff after Greed Island is actually really good. Rant, I get it. I totally understand, and I appreciate that the stuff after Greed Island is the stuff people want to see. The problem with those reactions is that like they're not even pulling 2,000 views right now, and people are unsubscribing from the channel every time I post one. And so at the point where I'm losing subscribers over a show, it's just not worth it to keep watching it, especially because I pay Brandon to edit the episodes, right? So if the show is costing me money to put out, it just doesn't make sense anymore. And so I just have to be really careful to not lose money on my job. If things are doing well, I will keep watching them. And yeah. Joe Wax, there's a browser extension for Crunchyroll that lets you speed up. I don't want to speed up subtitles because I don't want to read faster, right? Though I was speeding up the dub to get through it faster. But yeah, no, I just thought the whole dodgeball sequence, they just kept throwing the ball and then talking for like half of an episode before they threw the ball again. And I was like, this is the worst dodgeball game I've ever watched in my life. Like, they throw the ball, and then someone catches it. And then they basically just stand there for 10 minutes and explain how they caught the ball. Even though I'm watching the fucking show. I saw you catch the ball. I don't need you to explain to me how you did it. You all have superpowers. I get it, man. I actually kind of couldn't believe what I was watching. It was really wild to just watch them try and explain. Oh my god, when he threw the ball, he put so much of his Ken, Ren, Gen, Ven into it. And then I had to transfer my Pow to my Cacao so that my hands could Cuckoo. And then I would have Kakan. And that was how my hands were able to catch the ball. Join us next time on... I was like, okay, the narrator's back telling me that... The narrator basically at the end of the dodgeball episode was like, this dodgeball game is going on for 3 more episodes. Kumali, do not bring up Attack on Titan. We can't go back to that well. It's not fun watching you react to Hunter x Hunter with your weird hangups. Sure. That's a good way to put it. Hey Nerdy, I love everything you bring to your actions. Thank you, that's very sweet. The long sessions, your queer lens, your quirks, and glimpses into your life, it all makes see the series in a unique way. Hey, that's all I can do. I'm not perfect, but that's all I can do. Attack on Titan is how I found out about you and Claris. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I didn't like it. I'm so sorry I am the Attack on Titan hater. I'm just glad that people have stopped sending me death threats for not liking Attack on Titan. I'm just glad that at some point in the last 6 months, I stopped receiving death threats for not liking Attack on Titan. Please watch JoJo, but you have to buy into the bizarreness. Doesn't JoJo's a show that isn't there a Nazi character? Isn't, like, I've been told that I'm not gonna like JoJo because when the Nazi shows up, when the Nazi shows up, I would be upset. Really? The AOT hate was that bad? Oh, Ariel, are there people here who were not around during the One Piece days? Or the Attack on Titan days? Okay. Oh my god. Chomp, did we get death threats? People paid money. People paid money to send us death threats. I'm not joking. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/nerdynightly, and people were signing up multiple times to our Patreon. They would send us a death threat, and then they'd get banned, and then they would sign up again. And so we changed our Patreon tier system so that in order to, like, message us, you had to be, like, at the $15 tier. Because and look, our Patreon's $5. We don't really have tiers. We're going to probably have tiers soon for some other things. The reaction tier will never change. But it was like $15. And so people were spending like $15 every time they were sending us a death threat. It was crazy. It was actually wild. And there were people who were signing up for our Patreon. They were like screen recording the reactions that were going up early for patrons. And then they were clipping out like things we said out of context and posting those on Twitter. And one of those clips that was pulled early from a Patreon video before it was on YouTube, I think it got like 3.6 million views in like 4 hours. And this was all because I was like, we got to, there's a sequence at the end of a season of Attack on Titan where a bunch of stuff is revealed. And the big reveal of the show is that and this isn't a spoiler for Attack on Titan. If you've never seen Attack on Titan, this won't make sense. I promise. But the big reveal at the end of this season is that the writer of Attack on Titan based the premise of the show on like Nazi propaganda from World War II. And what if the Nazi propaganda about the Jewish people was true? Like, how would the world handle if the Jews actually, like, if blood libel was true? And I was like, hey, like, this is just blood libel. Like, this is literally Nazi propaganda turned into a fantasy television show. And people were so mad about that that their way of telling us that Attack on Titan isn't, like, narratively based on the blood libel lie, the very anti-Semitic blood libel lie, was that they were bombing our Discord with swastikas. And I was like, hey, if the point of your argument is that Attack on Titan isn't a Nazi anime and that you're not Nazis for liking the show, why do you keep posting swastikas in our Discord? And so I thought this was funny. And I'm 6'4". I'm very secure in the fact that if someone walked up to me at a convention and tried to start a fight, I'm probably bigger than that person. And so I felt fine with it all. And Claris had to be like, hey, I know this doesn't bug you, and I know that just like deleting the swastikas is what you think is the right thing to do, but we should stop watching the show because everyone else in the Discord is being made uncomfortable by these people. And I was like, okay, you're right. So the reason we actually stopped watching Attack on Titan wasn't because I was upset, but it was because it was starting to upset Claris, and it was harmful to the Discord. And the Discord to me is everything. Like that's my favorite place. I love this channel. I love Nerdy Nightly. Like I love all of those things. And I'm really sad the Discord's adding the rules that it is. But for me, like our Discord has been a like really, really positive community online. And I love the people in the Discord. And I'm really grateful for the way we've cultivated that community. And we kick a lot of people out. We have rules. And yeah, so when it started to become toxic and start ruining the Discord experience, we stopped the show. because I was like, hey, like, this isn't really bugging me, but it is going to ruin the community, and I didn't want that. And so that's the Attack on Titan story. And so we stopped watching the show. I did say we will watch I will watch the final, I think it's 10 or 11 episodes for $100 an episode. So if you want me to do reactions, I probably will turn comments off on those videos, but I will do those reactions for $100 an episode. If anyone wants to commission it, it is tax season, so whatever you guys want. Yeah, that's the Attack on Titan story. I stand by all of it, by the way. I'm actually curious, do you watch any shows or movies on your own? Oh yeah, all the time. There's a lot of stuff I watch on my own. A lot of like drama stuff that I wouldn't like think would be interesting for reactions. You know, like adult drama stuff. Clark and I watched The Pit on our own time. I watched, the only anime I've watched on my own recently was Red Ranger Transported into a New World. I watched season 1 of that because I didn't think it was a popular enough show to make a like reaction series to. I ended up really liking it, and Red Ranger Transports Himself to a New World, or whatever that show's called. That ended up being a really fun, like, get high and watch it before bed anime. What is your favorite show anime of all time? Ooh, that's tough. $100 for a reaction. Damn, this economy sucks. $100. I feel like $100 is a lot, Emma Mule. I don't want to do it. I'm gonna get death threats if I do it. So you're paying me $100 to be comfortable with the fact that I'm gonna receive death threats. Your mama. Thank you for that super chat. I hope someday release stories for people as passionate as you and other black queers like me. Thank you so much for your videos. Your content inspires me. Hey, fucking love my fellow queers, and I hope that you do release those stories. You should. And you should, you know, just tell stories. Telling stories is great. For a long time, my favorite anime was Cowboy Bebop. I still love Cowboy Bebop. I think Cowboy Bebop is the Nazi character in JoJo's is pretty minor, and they don't really get into anything controversial. Oh, okay. I thought they became like a main character later on. So maybe I'll check out JoJo's. I've heard it's really gay, which I would love. I want more gay anime. Cowboy Bebop was one of the few animes that I like watched when it was like coming out. I remember watching Cowboy Bebop. I love that show. Clarice started reacting to it without me because I'd already seen it, and it didn't really vibe with her. She never finished that reaction series, unfortunately. But I think Cowboy Bebop is just like the perfect mood anime. I love it. Good old Adult Swim. Yeah, hell yeah. I really, really love a Cowboy Bebop. Now my favorite anime is One Piece. I think about One Piece constantly. I'm a little obsessed. I sing One Piece songs all the time. I am literally just always doing One Piece shit. If I'm being honest, it's 6 hours of my week minimum, right? Between like watching the show, processing the Patreon stuff, making the thumbnails. So I spend about 6 hours a week just like working on One Piece stuff. And so it just bleeds into everything else. And I want to play the card game so bad. Like the fact that the card game for One Piece is all spoilers for me fucking sucks, man. I want to play it so bad. A85 Ramos, thank you for that super chat. Me and my sister have absolutely enjoyed your reactions to One Piece in live action. Thank you so much. The fact that anyone's here is just so crazy to me. We get together on my Patreon account for big moments that we know are coming up. Thanks for enhancing my third watch along. Dude, 3 times? I can't wait to be 3 watches into One Piece. I'm going to do a full dub watch. I do want to start a full dub watch at some point. And I want to I want to go back from the beginning, and I want to go back from the beginning of One Piece and do like arc reviews that are a little bit more in depth about like Romance Dawn, and then, you know, when we get to like long things like Alabasta, I might split that up. But I kind of want to do like review, like more like video essay style, like review videos about arcs now that I know what some of these things reference to the future, right? Like I think it would be really fun to go back and talk about some of the thematic stuff I was talking about. And yeah. Frank Bean says, if you speed up your One Piece watch rate, you can get into playing OPTCG sooner, lol. Here's the thing. If we didn't travel so much, I feel like I could actually do more One Piece. But right now, because I'm constantly having to, like, work out my reaction schedule around when we're going to be at cons and stuff, because that's a big part of our job, right? The conventions and all the content trips to get photos and shit that makes money. That stuff's a big important part of our job financially, and so that stuff keeps us really busy. What's up, Claroos? Y'all, the Rooster's in the chat. Rooster is in the chat. I might cry when you review Alabasta, but I'm glad you continued it. I mean, here's the thing. I might have a very different feeling about Alabasta now, right? Because a lot of those characters return later on, and I now have very different feelings about them. Like, watching... I was not a Nico Robin fan, right? And now she is my favorite character. I was not a Mr. 3 fan, and now I fucking would die for Mr. 3. Going back and rewatching the beginning of Bon Clay and, like, what he means as, like, a, like, queer character to me now, like, there's some... I think that a rewatch, given the way Oda has reinterpreted some of these characters and reintroduced them to the audience and had them have more meaning later on, is something that I'm really, really into the idea of. And so I'm actually really stoked about the idea of bringing that knowledge into a rewatch and seeing how it has changed how I feel about certain arcs. I think there's still stuff in Alabasta that I won't like, right? Like, there's still, like, Alabasta for me is really rough in the filler. And that's what I remember, is like the drawn out sort of stuff that people in the comments kept being like, oh no, that scene is filler. Like, I get why you don't like that. Oda didn't write that. The mixed filler stuff was difficult for me. You hated Bonchan in the beginning. The voice was grating. The voice was definitely grating. Live action, not bring Pell back. I mean, we should start talking about the live action. We started talking about season 2. We're, what, 30 minutes in? We haven't even started talking about season 2. Let's crack this bad boy open. Let's start building the Mary. Let's start talking about the live action. Because it's time to talk One Piece, y'all. We're 30 minutes in. You aspire to be the level of friend of Bon Clay. I aspire to be an 8th the level of friend Bon Clay is. I would love to be a 100th of the friend that Bon Clay is. I know my autistic ass is sometimes not a good friend. And a lot of my friends know that. They're like, hey, I haven't heard from you in like 2 months. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. I haven't texted anyone in 2 months because my brain is falling apart on me. I would love to love to be half the friend that Monclay is. I don't have a knife to cut there's so much tape on this box, but I don't want to like rip the box because it's nice. Do I have a knife? A knife. A knife. A knife. A knife. No. Okay, we'll just use a pen. Hollow King, thank you for that super chat. Have you watched film Zed? Are you going to watch the other movies when you get to them? I am going to watch all of the movies. I think I'm going to try and go back and watch the ones that I haven't yet seen. That is a goal. I do want to... Oh, you're here. When did you get here?
5 minutes ago.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
What's up? My audition went really well.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
They seem really nice.
Good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I had an audition today. I had a callback chat on Zoom. Your boy is a professional actor. I had a callback and everything. It's a good day to be nerdy.
Do you need anything?
No, I'm good.
Love you.
Hey. Love you too. Your hair looks good. But Hulking, yeah, I'm gonna watch all the movies eventually. Okay, here we go. Here we go now. Whoa. Let's flip over to this other camera. Someone said, is there anything... Sorry, the chat's moving pretty quick here. Is there anything I missed? Or anything I've been spoiled on already in One Piece? That's the wrong thing. Boom. Okay, we have... the Going Murray. Going Murray. It's 75... Oh my god, I thought it was 75,000 pieces. No, it's 1,376 pieces of ship. Ooh, the bags in here are paper. This is more recyclable than the plastic stuff. That's 5, so that's later. Okay, let's put these in order. So that's 2, 8. Have I... Okay, I have been... First time I've seen her kiss you. Okay. I don't know how to respond to that, Gear James. Or is it one piece? It would be so funny if it was one piece. Oh my god, wait, that would be... If you opened it and it was a single piece. That would be very funny. I love all the, like... I think these are the stretchy... Oh, no, that's for the mast. Okay, we're gonna put that over there. That's bag 4. I love building this ship. I wanted to build 1 bag a day. Ended up building the whole thing in one sitting. Well, that might happen now. It might not. We're gonna see... We're gonna see as we go. That's bag 1. Okay, we found bag 1. Sorry if this is really loud in the mic. Okay, I'm gonna put these in order over here. Boom. We have our... Oh my god, the mast is so... Look at like the mast is the size of my head. It's the size of my face. Oh, wow. And then this is the instructions. We're not going to use this. I'm going to use the instructions. I'm not crazy. I'm just going to pull up... I find the... Oh, shit. I find the books to be a little bit... I find the books to be a little bit difficult, so I am going to just use the instructions on my iPad. Here. Just because I find it a little bit cleaner on the desk. So, where were we at? Things I've been spoiled on. I have seen some outfits from a science fiction arc. If that makes sense. I have seen, like, some, like, outfits. You've been spoiled when Sanji starts talking about his mom. Yeah, the live action did throw in some Sanji backstory. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. That is a spoiler that I actually think was really well used. That scene between Sanji and Nami in the live action is so good. And I do wish I'd seen the anime version first. But I think for the television show... I actually think that was, like, a really solid choice for the live action. Also, finding out that, like, Sanji cooks because his mom was sick, and, like, he learned to cook because he was, like, doing it for his sick mom. It's kind of a spoiler, and it's going to be a great moment in the anime, but I don't feel like it's going to, like, ruin it. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like it, like... spoils like a betrayal or like a big character moment. So while it is technically a spoiler, I don't know. That was kind of the one. I don't know what God Valley is. That felt like it's going to be very important later on in the show. But again, like, it's just a name of a place I don't know. So that doesn't feel overly spoilery to me. Okay, we're going to start building here. It blew us away that the parts you had just gotten to in Dressrosa were spoiled in the live action. I'm not going to lie. The biggest thing that I'm grateful... The biggest reason I am grateful for where I'm at in the anime is that Sabo... The Sabo reveal would have been tough if I hadn't yet seen him come back. If I hadn't just seen the reunion episode. The Sabo thing, weirdly, is only a spoiler if you are literally between his death in the flashback and Dressrosa. Right? It's kind of the only way that you can get spoiled by that. Because if you haven't seen it, right, then you wouldn't think anything of that guy being behind Dragon, right? Claris wasn't like, wait, what the fuck? Whereas, like, I was like, wait, what the fuck? Oh, wait, I messed this up. I've already messed up. It's like a 120 episode span of possible spoilers. Yeah, it's a weird... What about Barto? See, Barto doesn't feel like a spoiler, right? Bartolomeo, let's start with episode 1, right? We meet Bartolomeo, episode 1. Really liked the actor playing him. I thought he did a great job. I thought he was an interesting choice. I liked his portrayal of him. I liked the idea of him being sleazy in the way that he did. That doesn't feel like a spoiler to me because Bartolomeo... It spoils, I guess, it spoils Bartolomeo, I guess, for people who are then going to go watch through the whole show and be like, oh, wait, that guy was at Logetown. But even then, the show, one thing I think the show does well that would still be a surprise is, I'm literally just doing stuff that's not in the instructions because I'm trying to talk and do this at the same time. The show doesn't spoil that he becomes a massive Luffy stan. And so I think that joke, if you only see the live action and then you catch up to Dressrosa, I think that Bartolomeo being such a stan of Luffy and being like Luffy senpai and all that stuff is still funny and still a surprise. And so that one to me, I don't know, that one to me did not feel like an aggressive spoiler, if I'm being honest. Okay, where are these pieces? I need 2 of these. I need 2 of these, chat. There's got to be another one. Is it that? No. This is the tough thing about talking to chat and doing Lego is I have to, like, look for things. I cannot find it. Are we already missing a piece? Just immediately. Oh, no. It's right there. Oh, and be careful with the brown Lego pieces. Brown pieces will get brittle with time. Wait, what do you mean they'll get brittle with time? Why would they get brittle with time? Also, they will never get to Dressrosa in live action. I mean, yeah, there's no fucking way. If they do get to Dressrosa in the live action, it will be a different cast, right? Like, it will be... If they ever get to the Dressrosa live action, the guy who is currently playing Bartolomeo will be 96 years old. Is that color? Yeah, it is. Okay. 3... The dye they used to make the plastic is brittle and cracky. That's fascinating. What Lego is usually so fucking on their shit too. I'm surprised that they would have one that's they'll only get to Marineford Max. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they'll get to Marineford. I would be really surprised if they get past Skypiea. Unless they skip Skypiea. I could see them skipping Skypiea, to be honest. I think that Skypiea is a tough arc to adapt. I think that the or like if you're gonna do Skypiea, I think that you could do Skypiea in 3 episodes. I think that they can do all the important bits of Skypiea in like the amount of time they did Drum Kingdom. I don't think they would do a, like, season of Skypiea the way they're doing a season of Alabasta. Skypiea is so important, it's impossible to. Yeah, and yeah, so maybe they do end up doing a bit of it, but I just can't imagine the show... I just can't imagine the show doing a season of Skypiea. It would be so boring, right? Like... They're just fighting. There isn't enough narrative in Skypiea. Nolan Baxter would be peak. Oh yeah, you would have to do an episode of Jaya for sure. But like, I think that you could literally do Nolan for an episode. You could do Jaya for an episode, and then you do 3 episodes of Skypiea, and then the back half of season 4 would be... Yeah, no, you're right about Robin Sacrifice Yourself, though. So the problem with going straight from Alabasta to Water 7 is you don't really build the Nico-Robin relationship. They're not doing Long Ring Longland. I'm so sorry. There's no way. Y'all are crazy. I would honestly see them doing G8 before they do Long Ring Longland. If anything, I think that Long Ring Longland is like a cold open. The entire arc is like a montage in a cold open before the credits. They might reference Long Ring Longland in some way. Yeah. No, there's... y'all, if they were to do that, I honestly feel like Netflix would... I feel like it would be skipped by so much of the audience. I think that if they were to do Long Ring Longland, the number of, like... The views for the season would be pretty consistent, and they would see a, like, 50% dip. And then they'd come up for the next episode. They can do it in one episode ending with Aokiji? Yeah. How do you do Aokiji on the show? He has to be like 9 feet tall. Aokiji's a tough one on the show, right? Because he's a character who like is so big that he's gonna have to be like a CGI creation kind of, like, unless they just make him normal height, which is probably what they'll do. But there's just something so fun about his height. How do you do Whitebeard? I don't think they're going to get to Whitebeard, so I don't think they really have to worry about that, right? Like they did the Hobbits and Lord of the Rings. Yeah, it could all be forced perspective. That's true. Like you could do a big forced perspective push with the Hobbit, or with the cast. Here's the thing. Brooke's height, even in the anime, is inconsistent. There are times where Brooke is very tall. There's also times where Brooke and Sanji are the same height. Like, the anime draws Brooke to be a lot of different heights. And I have noticed that the Brooke is a very inconsistently drawn character. It's like Brooke and Nami and Nico Robin's boobs are the most inconsistently sized things in One Piece. Frankie's gonna look so strange in the live action. I don't think he will, really, because if we got to post time skip Frankie, he would look insane, right? But I think that Frankie in just like regular his first body, I think that that's gonna work in live action. His arms are crazy. Oh, they're not gonna do the arms. He's gonna have regular fucking arms, right? Heights are inconsistent in the manga too. That's fair. I guess in my head, I'm like, they just aren't gonna, like with Frankie, like they're just not gonna do it, right? Let's talk about the season that we had though. Before we start talking about the future too much, we're now 48 minutes in. Let's talk about it. Episode 1. Let's talk about episode 1. Logtown. We finally saw Logtown. Definitely a little bit different, right? With the carnival sequence, with Bartolomeo being there. I think that Logtown to me as an episode was the most hit and miss of the season, right? I think that there's really incredible stuff in it. I liked the addition of Bartolomeo. I liked a lot of the Nami stuff. I thought Zoro was really fantastic. I love the girl playing Tashigi. She's great. I love the energy she brings. The scene in the sword store, fantastic. I thought that was just immaculate. The Zoro joke of like, I've got a great sense of direction, cracked me up. I liked Smoker a lot. You know, he's a very like stoic performance, but like how else would you do it? Jeff Ward is Buggy, great. I liked the actress who played Alvida quite a bit. I didn't love the way they made her powers look. I thought her movement on screen looked... I'm not going to search God Valley. Gear Gems, don't worry about it. I'm not Googling anything. I'm just blocking terms so they don't come up on my social medias. I really like Alvida. I thought that the way her powers looked on screen was odd. The way she just sort of slid around Luffy, like it would have made more sense if they could have shown her propel herself somehow, but it literally just looked like she was on a rig that just moved around underneath her. And the way that she went out wasn't my favorite. She just kind of gets, yeah. So Alvida, I like the actress a lot, and I thought she was great, but I felt like her action sequence was a little weak, which was fine because they saved that money to do. People are bringing up the Gatling gun, the Gun Gatling of Smoker. That looked amazing. I really liked the Smoker Sanji Luffy fight. I loved the trial sequence. The whole trial sequence, Jeff Ward as Buggy, as Luffy's lawyer for that sequence was just performance. Just like sheer, like, charisma-based performance that was so enticing. I was enraptured by him. And the fact that he acts so naturally with that nose on his face was, like, a genuine accomplishment, in my opinion. I can't imagine. And because I do a lot of prosthetics work, right? I've done Shrek. I've done the full, like, Shrek makeup. I've done The Lion in the Wizard of Oz. I wore a full prosthetic head as an alien on Men in Black 3. I've been in that shit. I've done a bunch of other stuff. I'm big, right? So it's easy to put stuff on me. And the fact that he was able to act so convincingly and feel so, like, real and natural with that thing on his face was just, I was blown away by him. And that the trial scene to me really was this, like, the standout moment for him on the season. I thought it was just absolutely fantastic. Wait, Men in Black 3? Yeah, I did background work for the Andy Warhol party scene on Men in Black 3. So there's, like, a sequence in Men in Black 3 where they're at a party. I didn't have any lines or anything, but I was in this, like, you can't see me. I was like a background alien creature in the Andy Warhol scene. It was a paycheck. Like, it wasn't, it was back when I was doing background work full time to, like, pay my bills. And yeah, I think I did. I think it was 2 days. It was fun. It was a great set. Like, it was a cool idea, and, like, getting to have a bunch of crap put on me was fun. But it wasn't like I wasn't, like, a speaking part. I don't even know if, like, I've seen the movie. I don't even know if you can see me. You know what I mean? It's one of those. I've done a lot of, like, if it filmed in New York City between 2010 and 2015, there's a decent shot I did at least a day on it. I worked on the original Avengers movie. I did all 3 days of the Avengers film. I worked on Amazing Spider-Man 1, The Dark Knight Rises, Captain America: First Avenger. I'm trying to think, what are the other, like, big Hollywood movies? Those are a lot of the biggest, like, comic booky kind of nerdy ones that I've done. But those are all, it was always extra work, right? It was like, we'll pay you $150 now, run down this street in the background of this shot. And that was how I paid my bills. What character would you want to play in One Piece live action? I'm trying to think of characters that are coming up soon enough that I, like, actually could play them. I don't think I'm right for the part, but fuck would I love to be Bellamy. I feel like Bellamy's a really good one episode character. I'd be a decent Karoo. You want me to be a fucking duck? I feel like I should be insulted by that. I feel like that's just mean. Oh, I think I missed a step. Fuck, I need to pay attention to the instructions. Oh, Brownbeard would be fun. Oh yeah, Brownbeard would be good. Cricket. No, I think that, like, Bellamy would be fun. Just because I am 6'4", so, like, I feel like I could loom over Inaki and, like, deliver. I think I could deliver an interesting version of that character. The fake Sanji, that's good. If they were to get to the fake Straw Hats, though, I would want it to be the stunt doubles. Like, the stunt doubles have been working so hard on the show. I feel like you gotta give the fake Straw Hats to the stunt doubles. Just, like, to honor them. Duval. Oh, in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Are you kidding me? Duval? Yeah. Nolan would be fun. Igram's wife is a wild choice. Tequila Sunset, thank you for that super chat. Hey Nerdy, I love the live action reaction with Clarus. Don't know if it was mentioned somewhere else, but what happened to the free run reactions? We ran out of time and we just fell behind, and we don't know if we'd get to it. We really liked the beginning of season 2. We literally just fell out of, like, scheduling was what happened with the free run reactions. It wasn't because it was bad or anything like that. It was literally just we got busy and we felt like we realized we're like 4 episodes behind, and we're not able to catch up right now. Nerdy is male Iva and Claris is female. Oh, if I could be Ivankov, yeah. The dream character would be Ivankov, without a doubt. Like, if they were like, we will let you choose anything, it would be Ivankov. Emporio? Oh, to be like a queer bisexual man playing Ivankov would be very special. And because of the way his head works, like, it would be such a CGI heavy thing. So, like, they could kind of warp my face to look like whatever they wanted. But, like, I would put my whole life into being Ivankov if that were the case. I don't think I would ever have a shot, but, like, how special that would be. Hazel Moon, thank you. Hazel Moon, thank you for being a Maple Mask pirate. Welcome to the crew. We're building a ship right now, not our ship. I probably could make a Lego Maple Mask pirate ship, but the amount of work that would go into it would be crazy. Am I done with this page? I think I am, right? Boom, 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 boom. I think we're good. Next page. But yeah, no, Ivankov would be the dream of all dreams. Because, like, oh, no, wait. When did that get put there? Oh, I did miss something. Gotta practice those he-ahs. A giant from Any's lobby? That would be fun. I feel like... Your name was taken, so you'd put another Z in there. Greetings from Mexico. Thank you. What's up, Mexico? How you doing? Dr. Hogback from Thriller Bark. I actually think I would... here's... Okay, this is gonna sound weird. I actually think I would be really good as Dr. Hogback. I see you as Magellan. Oh, interesting. I don't know that I want to play Magellan. Morio would be fun. One of the heads of the three-headed judge. Why not Whitebeard? I'm not old enough. If I could cast Whitebeard today, it would be J.K. Simmons. Like, my dream Whitebeard casting would be J.K. Simmons. I think that he would be... He's jacked enough. He's so imposing. I just think that he would be like... I would follow J.K. Simmons into war today, and I think that I would buy him as Whitebeard in a big, big, big bad way. Where are we at up here? I think we're done. Okay, next page. I'm Kaido, you're Queen the Plague. I don't know what that is. I don't know who Kaido is. Guys, who is Kaido? Who is Kaido? What is Kaido? He just seems like a guy. Who should play Doflamingo? Ooh. Adam Driver. Timothy Chalamet. No, I'm kidding. Who would play... That's actually a good question. Who would play Doflamingo? I have so many Kaido questions. Because the art we've seen of him, he just looks like a dude. And I just find it very fascinating that he's just some, like, fucking guy. Okay, that goes there. We need to make some progress on this, y'all. We're in, like, step 14. Oh my god, Iggy Nader, thank you so much for that super chat. I'm so upset they didn't use Ave Maria in the live action. Enjoying the videos. I can't wait for you to catch up. Any theories or thoughts you have? Love hearing crazy ideas from people watching for the first time. Here's the problem. Here's the real problem with Ave Maria. If they had played it, it would have been even funnier this time. Because I would have been reminded of how mad the internet was at me for last time, right? And so I would have just laughed. I would have laughed so much harder. Like, genuinely, I would have laughed so much harder this time if it had been Ave Maria. And honestly, Clarus probably would have laughed too because she knows that story, right? And so it's just, there's this really funny, like, if they had chosen, thank you, that super chat was crazy, Ignator. Thank you so much. That's very, very, very kind of you. If they had chosen Ave Maria again, I would have died laughing. I would have died laughing. It would have been bad. How unlikely is it that Eminem will not come into play? NL? There's no way. There's no way Eminem will appear in One Piece. Unless it's like a one-day thing for him. Or unless he is like secretly a huge One Piece fan, and I don't know. Like, because there's a chance that Eminem loves One Piece or something, you know. Anime and the hip-hop community really do go hand in hand in a big way. So, like, there is a possibility that he's already very aware of One Piece. But barring him already being a huge fan of One Piece, I don't think he would do it. You know, he's not like a Jamie Lee Curtis who is so disappointed that she wasn't able to come in and play Kureha, right? But, okay, 1, 2, and tree. That looks good. And then, so episode 1. Was there anything I didn't like just glaze in episode 1? The stuff that didn't work for me in Bobby Lee is a celestial dragon. Oh my god, that would be very funny. Guys, this is the Going Merry. We're done. Didn't I do a good job? Bobby Lee is a celestial dragon. I actually think I would hate, just because I think it would be too funny. Just for Clarus' sake, you should play Caesar Clown. She hates that sound. She hates it so much. And it makes me laugh so hard. Like, it makes her... I'm hoping that he is the only character in episode 700. Because I broke the keel? How did I break the keel? I haven't built the keel. Nerdy Jimbei? Ooh, Jimbei would be fun. Although then I'd have to wear a huge rig all the time. Like, let's talk about Jimbei. Playing Jimbei as a character. I worked on the... just telling more of my own stories. I worked on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies that Michael Bay directed or produced. Did Michael Bay direct those movies? I cannot remember. Anyway, the 2 live action ones. And I did some like light background work on them. And those sets were a little bit miserable. And part of the reason they were a little bit miserable is because the actors playing the turtles were miserable. Because the suits they wore were miserable. And it's one of those things where, like, the Jimbei... I would do it in a heartbeat to be in One Piece. In a fucking heartbeat. But I also know that to be on, like, the ship... and to be, like, in the suit that they're going to have to put him in to, like, build his size and to set up the CGI of him is going to be... That's going to be a job. Especially filming in South Africa. You better hope they film all Jimbei scenes in wintertime, buddy, because that is going to be a sweaty, sweaty rig that poor guy has to wear. And, like, I've survived many a fat suit on stage. I could do it, but, like, it would be something. Things that surprised me in episode 1. We're still in episode 1. Oh my god, this stream's gonna be 8 hours long. I thought the Nami Usopp situation, leading up to Usopp's phone call with, oh my god, I'm blanking on her name right now. I thought she was... I thought that scene was beautiful. And it was one of my favorite Usopp performance moments of the season. I don't think it'll be a fat suit. It'll be a fat guy. No. It'll be a CGI. It won't even be a fat suit. The Jinbei outfit will be a large gray Kaya. Thank you. When Usopp signed to Kaya, I think it's some of Usopp's best acting the whole season, and it's because he's acting by himself, which is hard acting, right? When you're just kind of like acting towards nothing, you just have to perform. Jinbei's shape, unless they drastically change his shape, it will be a gray foam thing that he wears with these black and white lines on it for markers for CGI. Jinbei would have to be a CGI character. Like, there's no way you could do Jinbei without it being CGI. He's like 14 feet tall. But again, I don't think they're going to get to Jinbei. If we ever see Jinbei in live action, I will be very surprised. Where am I at in this? Oh my god, y'all are distracting me. I need to pay attention. I think we're done. Next page. Boom. Clara says boa. Nah, her tits aren't big enough. I love my wife. I could see Claris as koala. I think Claris would make a great koala. Honestly, Claris and I could be Sabo and Koala at like Anime Expo. I feel like that would be a really cute couples cosplay for us to do. You could do one of the Gorosei. Sure. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I think that like Claris and I could do a really cute Koala and Sabo couples cosplay. She could be Perona. She could. She could definitely be Perona. That would be very funny. I would love to watch Claris. I would love to watch Claris yell at Makinyu. You know what I mean? Like, I would just want to be on set watching her give him a hard time. I think that would be very funny. What am I doing now? Okay, so this goes like boom and boom. Is that how that goes? That's weird. All right. If you say so, instructions. We're going to go boom and boom. Yeah, so Usopp was great. Persona is Murphy Napier. I don't know who Murphy Napier is, but we don't know if she likes Perona's laugh yet. That's a good point. We have to check in with Claris about the laugh before she has to play the character. Claris doesn't really like any of the One Piece laughs, if I'm being completely honest. She's not really a fan. She wasn't a fan of the... Oh, a booktuber. She wasn't really a fan of the Giants laughs in season 1. But yeah, so Logetown. Logetown to me is a little bit hit and miss. I think it's mostly really good. I think it's a great start to the season. I felt bad in the reaction to it, that I pushed back on Claris as hard as I did, and that I, you know, we don't script our videos, right? And so we're flying off the cuff sometimes. And so sometimes we say stuff and I should have watched what I said, and I shouldn't have pushed back so hard on Claris. I shouldn't have pushed back so hard on Claris thinking that Dragon, or that wait, who did they insinuate is Luffy's dad? And that Gold Roger is Luffy's dad, right? I shouldn't have pushed back on her in that, and the people who called me out in the comments of that video were right. People calling me out in the comments of that video were right. I got hung up on, like, feeling like I couldn't talk about the show if she wanted to talk about that theory. And it was one of those moments where I was like, I kind of, in the moment, made a decision. Not even made a decision, but my instinct was to, like, protect my ability to talk about it in front of her rather than her first time experience of the show. And so I do think that me immediately kind of shutting down Claris's theory on that was the wrong move there. Yeah, we've talked about it, Kaiju. And yeah, it's one of those things where, like, you know, I'll be honest, the reacting to a show that one of us has seen and the other hasn't is actually, like, kind of hard. And because sometimes it's like you come at it with information. You come at it with different pieces of information, and then you have to kind of like, on the fly constantly adjust to the reality that like you're hiding stuff from the person you're talking to. And that was the one moment in the season where I felt like I went the wrong way. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm not someone who like is above criticism. And so, I think that there were some people who were like, I did see some people like, oh, like maybe I shouldn't have said that, but like, no, you guys are right. As long as you weren't a dick about it. There were some people who I think were a little bit like mean, and I was like, I don't think I did anything like that wrong, but whatever. But yeah, not my best moment. Okay. Wait, what the fuck? Okay, so this then goes like that. Okay. And then this goes like that. Sorry, Chad, I'll be with you in 1 second. Wait, that's not right. Because that should touch, and it doesn't. Am I missing a piece in the middle of this? So that needs to look like that. And then it goes like... But there shouldn't be a hole there. Oh, no, I am missing a piece. Yeah, well, I'm glad you think that I did a good job course correcting for this season. I definitely, it was a moment of thought about it. And, I think that it is tough. Like, what we do is a weird thing. And there's not, like, rules to it. So we're just kind of making it up as we go. This is coming along nicely, though. So we leave at Logetown. Season 2 or episode 2, we do the red line. I'm not gonna lie. I think Brandon might have cut it from the public reaction. I straight up like said in the reaction, I was like, oh, like getting up the red line wasn't this hard. It didn't feel like they like worked as hard to get up the red line. It kind of felt like they got on the red line and shot up. And then I went back and watched it, and that is not the case. I was just straight up wrong. Luffy has to like gum balloon to protect the ship from the rocks going up on the way before they kind of like really catch the thing. It was in the YouTube video. I didn't feel like a lot of people called it out. But yeah, I went back and watched that sequence in particular because I remember we finished the reaction of episode 2. We finished reaction and I was like, I said some shit that right now I don't think is correct. And that's the weird thing about memory, right? Is sometimes you say stuff and then you think about what you said and you're like, wait, I don't know. There's also that filler villain that shows up. That's right. Oh my god. I forgot about the filler villain. That is wild. To be fair, it was like 500 episodes ago. Yeah, one of the if I can have one complaint about the Luffy stuff, and I'm gonna have more than one, because I do actually have some complaints about filler or about Luffy in season. Not with the acting. I think people are going too hard on Inaki for his acting. I think his acting as Luffy is fantastic. I wish that he gum ballooned once. You know what I mean? I do feel like Nami murdered a guy. He fucking died. I wish that he gum ballooned once. And I understand that it would be like a difficult power, but I do feel a little bit like the live action shows Luffy's rubber and stretching as like one kind of idea, right? And his rubber and his stretching is very rubber bandy. And I wish he did do one balloon in season 1. Did he balloon in season 1? Okay. I need to go back and rewatch that then, because I don't remember the balloon in season 1. Yeah, I feel like in season 2, his powers always kind of look the same. And one of the things I love about Luffy as a protagonist is that he has sort of a weaker devil fruit than some of the people he runs into, but he's very creative with how he interacts with the world through his devil fruit, right? I think that he plays the rubber thing into a bunch of different ideas to problem solve, and most of those are him just like punching and throwing punches big time. But I felt like the live action kind of made him like a little bit weaker just across the board. And I didn't feel like we got a lot of creativity within the rubber, personally. He did use his neck on drum. That was fun. The neck thing to catch Sanji was very funny. I love... Oh, no. Are we back? Are we good? We dropped for a second. Okay. It looks like we're fine. We just dropped for like literally 1 second. Chat, can you let me know if we're good? It's good? Okay. Yeah, no, I would have liked a little bit more creativity in a couple of moments with Luffy. Feels like live action Luffy has a lot more trouble in Fights Law. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It is a problem that I don't know how they're going to solve. Because it does feel like they don't have the budget for Luffy to be bouncing around and doing all of his fights, right? And so, like, at times Luffy doesn't feel... And Clarence and I talked about this in the reaction. There are times in the show where Luffy doesn't necessarily feel like he is the strongest character on the show. It sometimes feels a little bit like Luffy is... Luffy's sort of the captain by necessity, as opposed to being the captain, or like by story, rather than being the strongest. And they're like, one of the ones that I thought was really weird for them to cut was in Little Garden. Luffy takes out Mr. Five like off screen and like drags his body back into the scene, right? And that's one of those moments where I'm like, oh, that could have been a cheap way to show what Luffy's capable of that they just kind of didn't do. And so like there's stuff like that I find really interesting in terms of choices. I'm sad they didn't give him the Wapol fight protagonist. I understand why people wanted him to like whoop ass on Wapol, but I'm not gonna lie, for me, I really liked giving that moment to Vivi. I loved the way that they did the backstory with Vivi in episode 6, and then in episode 8, they give him the slap back, and then Luffy does a bit of the fighting, and then we get the first time of like Luffy and Sanji teaming up to take Wapol out. Like that part of it, narratively, I did like. I did find the episode 8 decision to have Luffy hang the flag over the mantelpiece felt weird to me. Like, Luffy was like, come on, we're gonna fly the flag. And then he just like puts it up on the wall like it's a painting. I did find that a little weird. I didn't hate it. Like, I didn't think it was like a bad choice, but I just found it a little weird to be like, oh yeah, you know, how you hang a flag indoors and then he like Spider-Man hangs on to protect it. Yeah. It was the most like Tobey Maguire era Spider-Man moment too. When he's just sort of like up there hanging onto the wall. I understand why they couldn't have done it outside. Like, I understand that from a production budget, it probably would have cost them 4 times as much to do it outside. And so from a like budgetary and reality standpoint, it's not the worst decision ever. I thought it was just very funny that he was like, let's go fly this flag. And then the Chopper's like, oh, okay, I guess, are we going outside? And then he's like, no. We're going to put it right there on the wall. In Wapple's castle. And then we're going to leave. Then we're going to get the fuck out of here. I don't know. I found that a little bit funny. Smoker and Chopper took up most of the budget. That's the truest shit ever. Smoker and Chopper did take up most of the CGI budget. Also Wapple. One thing that I was surprised at how good it was, when Wapple's mouth opened up and the tongue came out. No. What just fell? No, I felt it. It bounced off my belly. Oh, chat. Oh, no. Oh, no. Are we ever going to be able to find it? Okay. I'll be with you in 1 second. I lost a Lego piece. I felt it hit me and bounce. Oh, no. What am I missing? Maybe that'll tell me. Like, is there anything on here that looks wrong? That's right. Okay, so this is going to go here. It might have been an extra piece. It might have been an extra piece. Because everything looks like it's right now. I did that. Okay. I think we're actually fine. I think that everything left is extra. Oh, no. This goes here. I missed 2 pieces. Oops. No, it was this green piece right here. It was this piece right here, but on the other side. Okay, it's bright green. I have to be able to fucking find it. It's a bright green fucking Lego piece. Chat, we're saved. Chat, we're saved. Oh, wow, yeah, that's a tight fit on both sides. That's why that does that. Okay. I found the one piece. I made it to the end of the Grand Line and I found the one piece. Episode 2, we do we do Reverse Mountain. I thought a lot of the going up Reverse Mountain I thought looked really good. I'm glad Nami didn't have to murder a guy. Glad Nami didn't have to murder a guy. Okay, that's gonna go there for now. We need to make Zoro. We're making Zoro, chat. We got Brooke. Okay, look. I understand the racists are upset. Okay, chat? Like, I understand that the racists are upset. I love him. His casting was so good. His singing voice. Because here's my genuine thing with Brooke. The singing voice is everything to me, right? If you're gonna have a musician, he's gotta be a fucking musician. And the timbre of that dude's voice was slick. The racists are always mad. Be cool. But yeah, I think it's very funny that people thought that they were gonna cast the Soul King and not have him be black. So Brooke, to me, I loved him. I loved him. I love listening to him sing. I haven't posted the short, but I'm gonna post the short of just him singing because I think it's great. People are asking about the CGI for him. The CGI for Brooke, I actually weirdly feel is kind of cheap. I know that might sound weird, but there's hair Zoro and there's Durag Zoro. Maybe Durag's the wrong term for it, but so. Oh, and there's a mouth sword. That's so funny. There's a sword literally for Zoro's mouth. That's... Oh, wait, we have to build the fucking mouth sword. Where are his legs? I can't find your legs, Lieutenant Dan. You ain't got no legs. You ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan. Okay, can we talk about this? Just to go to the anime really quick. When are we... Please do not actually answer this question in chat because the mods will ban you. I don't want to know the answer to this question. I want to be very clear. I'm not actually asking. When are we going to find out what the fuck happened to Zoro's eye? Dude has been missing an eye. The dude has been missing an eye for... I don't know, 200 episodes? The answer is redacted. Don't answer. I don't want to know. I'm assuming it's, like, eventually. I legitimately do not see legs here. Did I lose Zoro's legs? Chat, are we cooked? Oh, no, they're right there. Benjamin, thank you for joining the Maple Mask Pirates. What's up? I think it is like Saji's eyebrows. We never know why the heck they're reversed now. No, I'm sure that we're going to get it in like... I'm sure what happened is that he got cut by Mihawk. Right? Like, I'm almost certain Mihawk is the one that cut his legs. Or, sorry, cut his eyes. Cut his eye. I am just curious what the... Okay, here we go. Come on. This does not stay on as well as you want it to. There we go. Boom. Grrr. Mouth sword. I love that they found a way for him to have three sword style. This makes me so happy. Scar on the left side is a big part of One Piece. Interesting. No, I think that it's gonna be that, like, he... I think that it's... Here's what I think is the actual story behind his eye. I think that it's going to be revealed that he got cut on the face by Mihawk in the fight where Mihawk determined that he was ready to leave. Right? I think that that's going to be the actual story. That, like, okay, we have Zoro. Boom. Boom. Look at that little guy. He's so ready. He's ready to sail the... Come sail away. Come sail away. Come sail away with me. Let's be real. That was the fucking perfect song choice for the live action Tuesday market. Right? Like, those ads using that song, like, literally perfection. I think that eye thing is going to be the one time at the end of his training with Mihawk where Mihawk actually went all out on him. And it's the one time Mihawk actually goes all out on him, and that's when he loses his eye. Zoro three-sword style in a live action? Yeah, he three-sword styles in episode 3, Whiskey Peak. Doesn't he? Pretty sure he does. Yeah. When he's in Whiskey Peak, when he gets to the roof and he's fighting the elites, he three-sword styles. What was your favorite piece of music or music moment in the live action? Oh, God. Okay. Come on. We all know what it is, right? We all know what the best song in Season 3 is. It's the fucking Whiskey Peak song. With Igaram on the Barry sax? Are you joking me? One Piece? Are you joking me? The sax... like, that song is... That sax song is a forever playlist song for me now. Look, Binks's Brew is great. Binks's Brew is great. I love Binks's Brew. It's the song I sing the most. Claris is probably losing her mind listening to me, like, whistle Binks's Brew around the house. But the fucking Whiskey Peak sax song is, and that is an every time I go to the gym for the rest of my life song. Literally. What a bop. And I love sax. I played sax in high school. So I'm not that surprised that like the Barry sax, the instrument that I played, is the one that gets me. But the Tony Chopper song was so funny. The hold music was opening too. Yeah. Which reminds me, I'm probably due for a like openings reaction again, right? I'm sure I'm like 2 or 3 reactions since the last time I did one. I need to talk to the Discord and see what the next like reactions video is. Guys, I am so all over the place. I'm so sorry. This stream is not cohesive. Episode 2. I love the red line. I love the crossing. Loved all of that. Laboon was great. Can we talk about Mr. 9 in episodes 2 and 3? Can we just spend an hour saying how good Mr. 9 was? A character that I did not care if he made it into the live action, who was a performance. He, like, talk about reinventing something that already worked, right? And I actually, like, I think Mr. 9 is one of the things that is better in the live action than the anime. He was awesome. The whole time, he has a lot of acting where he's just watching Zoro coming up the stairs, coming up the long fight up the Whiskey Peak, and he can't just, like, be scared the whole time. You know what I mean? It would be boring. He has to kind of process the fight in a bunch of different ways. And that final scene with him and Five and Valentine, I thought he, like, ran away with the show for a minute. He was chewing the scenery. He was, like, just living the injuries. The actor said that he found himself putting his pinky up in his daily life because he insisted, oh my god, I can't even do it because my fingers are fucked up, my hands are fucked, but when he did this, I died. I thought Mr. 9 was fantastic. Crocus was great. Young 20-year-old Crocus was hilarious. That was the oldest 20-year-old man in the history of the world. That was like fucking Robert De Niro in The Irishman, 20-year-old. When he's talking to Calico Yorkie. I also love that Clarence was like cat dog. Clarence got so hung up on the cat dog thing. But the dude, Crocus looked more like Brooke at 20 years old. But like dead Brooke Sailing with Roger will do that to you. No, that was pre-Roger Frankenbeans. That was like 30 years before Roger, right? Although, no, I guess it would be 30 years before the end of Roger. So maybe he'd already... I don't know enough about Crocus's backstory. Was Roger sailing as a pirate for like 50 years? Or I guess like over 30 years? I guess maybe he would have been, right? Brooke knew Roger as a newbie. Yeah, but like the like stressful part of being with Roger would have been later on, not when he was a rookie. That's wild. That's wild. Maybe we'll find out when we find out what the fuck God Valley is. I'm just going to start randomly bringing up God Valley. Hi, Pepper Guy. Thank you for joining the Maple Masked Pirates. What's up? I'm going to start bringing up God Valley randomly in reactions the way I bring up Kaido randomly in reactions. Where I'm just like, where is God Valley? When are we getting to God Valley? The question I have is, do we get God Valley or Elbaf first? That's the real humdinger. Oh, there's supposed to be a piece in there. Oh, wait, I've fucked up. Oh, no, how far back did I fuck up? Oh, no. Did I fuck up? I can't tell. I can't tell if it's weird art or if I fucked up. Oh, well. Funniest line of the day. Oh, are we going to get to God Valley or Elbaf first? Is that funny? I'm happy it's funny to you, chat. I'm confused. I'm glad. Look, having now seen season 2, I will say the level of spoilers. I was definitely more worried about spoilers than I think I needed to be. I was more worried about spoilers than I ended up needing to be. That like the spoilers weren't a Oh, this is supposed to be here. Oops. I am not doing a good job. I am not doing a good job, A, of getting through the episodes, because we're in episode 2, I think. And also I've not been doing a good job of paying attention to the Lego set I'm building. I just like talking about One Piece, you guys. I can't wait for you to get to the wanted poster tiles. Where are the wanted poster tiles? Are they? Do you know what bag they're in? Because I get like 2 unique ones, right? I live in Canada, so sometimes weird shit like this happens. I don't actually know what this says. Like, I know that this says 4 posters to search. David de recherche. Search. My French is not that good. 4 posters aléatoire inclus. A piece rolled under the whatever that is in front, by the way. Well. Yeah, there's 4 random wanted posters. I'm assuming they're in one of the bags, right? Or are they in this thing? There's 8 in total to collect. Interesting. I didn't buy this at an official Lego store, so a piece rolled behind the tablet. Oh, yeah, it's this wine glass thing. Thank you, chat. I hope... Oh. Stickers. No. I hope... I bought this at, like, they're in one of the bags. Okay, as long as they're in one of the bags. I was a little worried. I was like, oh, am I going to get, like, kind of fucked by, buying it, like, at a Lego, like, an unofficial store. Yeah, no, so I really love Mr. 9. I loved him. I thought he was great. Crocus was great. Laboon was cute, hey? They made that whale cute. That whole episode, I loved, you know, we didn't get Luffy fighting Laboon, which I really like in the anime. I think it's a very fun moment. Are you gonna do the One Piece movies? Yeah, I'm gonna do all of them, Florian, eventually. I'm gonna get to them. We've just been too busy for me to add things, but I am gonna get to them. Did you see the Lego Chopper post teaser? Yeah, we did that at the beginning of the stream, Sam Fisher. We watched it. It's so cute. I cannot wait for whatever that set's gonna be. I would love a, like, standee of Chopper, the way they have, like, the Yoda one. That'd be fun. You need a Laboon plushie? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I am so fine with them cutting the, like, hallways inside Laboon. I want to be very clear. I will go on record as being 1,000% okay with them cutting the hallways inside Laboon. I think... Is it funny in the anime? Absolutely. Does it work? Kind of. Would I have wanted to see it in live action? Not a fucking chance. Not a chance in the world do I think that would have worked in live action. Do you have a Chopper plushie? I don't have a Chopper plushie. I do have a Chopper wanted poster pillow. I do have like a, it's like this big. It's on our green couch downstairs in the living room. I do have a wanted it's Scott Chopper's wanted poster when his bounty was like 50 berries. As much as I love the idea of the hallways inside of Laboon, I think the cutting it was the right choice. I wish they had still done the big push-in shots of Crocus, though. Yeah, I get that. I've already stopped doing reactions to Hunter x Hunter. We talked about it earlier, G. Jones, but I'm going to do arc reviews. I'm going to finish the show. I'm just not going to react anymore because those videos aren't doing well. We did miss out on the Crocus recurring gag bit. Yeah, I think the recurring gags would have been tough because they're not recurring over multiple episodes, right? I think that because they're recurring over... They would have been recurring over the same 40-minute... the same 40-minute span. I think it would have been difficult to do them. Oh yeah, Snowman. We're unfortunately people unsubscribe every time I post Hunter x Hunter reactions now, so we are going to be done with that for reactions. I'm very sorry. I know that sucks. But it's not getting viewed, and it's just not worth it to lose subscribers. All right, we have windows into the kitchen, I think. So we're going to be able to see Sanji cooking. I think this is the back of the ship. Because I think, yeah, and I think that this is going to be the front of the ship. I get that you're not the biggest fan, but Hunter x Hunter is my favorite series ever. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to keep talking about it. Yeah, we're just not going to, it's not going to be dedicated content anymore. And I'm sorry to the people who are disappointed by that. It just is, it's the reality of it sometimes. The recurring bit was over a few minutes. No, yeah, the recurring bit was over a few minutes, but the stuff with Crocus was multiple episodes, right? Whereas in this, if you did a couple of minutes of that recurring bit, that would be most of Crocus's screen time in the live action, right? And so I just think that in order to kind of like keep the momentum of that character and, you know, this. I have no space for me to go Marriott, but I'll get mine soon. Thank you for that super chat, Alejandro. I appreciate that. Take this as my appreciation for your love of the series or whatever. Or whatever. Yeah. Hey, Hazelmoon says, don't be sorry, mate. I'm sorry on behalf of all the people who have so much hate in their heart. Your reactions are so valid. Oh, I'm not stopping it because people don't like my reactions. You should have a monthly podcast to talk about stuff. Would people want me to do a solo, like, podcast? Or, fuck. Claris would kill me if I announced a new podcast. It would be fun to have, like, an anime podcast, though. It would be fun. I think that Claris, right now, I think Claris would murder me if I announced a new show. I am gonna finish Hunter x Hunter. Like, I've already finished Greed Island, right? I'm done with Greed Island. I've started the Chimera Ant arc. I've met a Chimera Ant. I know what that is now. I think I've seen one tried to bite someone. So I'm gonna finish that show. I'm not gonna put out regular reactions. Bring back the Nerdy Nightly News. Are you talking about the nightly morning show? We never had a show called Nerdy Nightly News. I could do a show called Nerdy Nightly News. Sorry, I don't want you to die. I'm not gonna die yet. One day. One day when I'm good and ready, I think. You know, one day when I'm feeling it. When it's the vibe. See, Alejandro, thank you for popping in. So, yeah, Laboon was fantastic. The whole episode. Brooke, like, just really good. Episode 3 might end up being my favorite episode of the season. Is there a world where we can get reactions for 131 and 135 of HXH? That's something to talk about in the Discord. If you go to the Discord and talk to people there, people might be able to convince me for, like, individual episodes like that. Promise me you'll never die like Ace did to Luffy. Not promising that. Ace made a huge mistake. Subscriber hangout. Don't do the Nerdy Nightly News in November. Why not? I love... Oh, yeah, the Giants live action were great. But let's talk about Whiskey Peak really quick, because Whiskey Peak might end up going down as my favorite episode this season. Episode 7 is incredible. Episode 7 is really, really, really incredible. And it might be the best episode of the season. But the Zoro fighting up the 100 members of Baroque Works, to me, was one of the most exciting and like anime as fuck parts of the season. And this season had a lot of moments that were like anime as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like it was short on that as a concept, but the length of the fight was preposterous. The amount of logistics work that goes into the continuity of multiple days of the people in the background lying in the correct position so that you don't fuck up a shot is huge, right? I worked on I did a day on Iron Fist on Netflix back a decade ago now, and I was brought in for there was a episode 8 of season 1. There's a fight, and then at the end of the fight there's a conversation, and there's 2 stunt guys who get their asses kicked and they're lying down on the ground. They've just been beat up and they're lying there, and one of the 2 stunt guys couldn't make it for the last day of filming, so like post fight just lying there. And I was brought in because I'm the same height as him. And this makeup artist did like 90 minutes of hand building this guy's exact beard on my face. And they made a wig to my head that was his exact hair. Like, it was incredible work. Remarkable. One of the coolest like makeup things I've ever seen. And I walked down to set, and they're like, "Oh, hi, thanks for doing this. You're just gonna lie right here." And so I laid down, and assuming that they did all this work, right, to make sure that I looked exactly like him, 2 hours of makeup. I laid down. They're like, "Oh no, you're gonna roll over. You're face down, facing towards this wall over here." And I was like, "Motherfucker, this lady just worked for 2 hours. You just paid that woman a fuck ton of money. I know how much this wig cost. You paid this woman a fuck ton of money to make me look exactly like this motherfucker. And you want me to lie face down on the ground and face away from the camera?" I didn't say that, obviously. I was like, "Yeah, whatever you want. You're paying me a lot of money. I'm gonna shut the fuck up." I laid there for 4 hours. Rosario Dawson and I sang musical theater songs. One of the best. Like, she's the coolest, man. She's so sick. I watched the episode, and the camera pulls back slowly, revealing the room as Danny Rand is talking. And just when the camera would get to about where my feet would enter frame, cutaway. Complete cutaway. You never see my fucking body in the whole season. The point that I'm making is the people who work on these things take this so seriously. They spend so much time nailing shit like that. And I know in my bones how much effort was put into a scene like the 100 men fight. And just the layout of the bodies and the choreography of... Because I think that from what I could tell, it was mostly still the actors just laying where they fell. And the amount of effort that goes into choreographing around making sure that they're safe, that people were just lying there, but that the fight still looks good. It takes so much to make these shows. It takes so much effort, and I feel like that could have been planned better, not gonna lie. Oh, here's the thing. I'm sure that there were shots of my body, right? Like, they had footage of me. You just don't know until you're in the edit room you don't know until you're in the edit room what's gonna work, what's going to be good, what you actually need, right? And so, yeah, it's a thing where you're like, I understand the argument of like, oh, like if they planned that better, they wouldn't have spent so much money on it. But the problem is that you have to overdo the filming of these things so that in the edit, you can have the footage you need to make a good product. And where some shows end up fucking up is they actually don't spend the money to overfilm the show. They underfilm the show. Oh, wait, I fucked up. That's the wrong piece. Ah, shit. They don't spend the money to overfilm the show, right? They underfilm the show thinking, oh, we'll make it up in the edit. And then they get to the edit and they don't have enough footage to make a good show. That's how you get the disasters of like Witcher Blood Origin, right? Where they plan on filming 8 episodes, they get to the edit room and they don't even have like 4 good episodes. They don't have enough footage. They fucked up. And like, it sounds like you're doing the wrong thing by spending all this time and effort and money getting more footage than you need. But that's actually how you get to the point where you have footage in the edit to put that together. But isn't that why James Gunn's Superman cost so much less? Because he simply planned all the shots and didn't have to spend money on stuff like that? I very much doubt that. I think that James Gunn's Superman movie was easier and cheaper, Florian, because he was also the executive producer and the head of the studio. And so he got to decide everything, right? That makes things a lot easier. If you don't have to argue with 5 people about everything that you spend money on, it makes things significantly simpler. And I am sure that there are many scenes on the cutting room floor of that James Gunn movie. I just filmed a day on a new show that's coming. I don't know how much I can say. It's probably going to come out in 2027. I'll be honest. And I have one line in this scene, and there's 4 other actors in the scene, and it took us like 7 hours to film it. And it was because we had to get this guy's shot, and then we had to get this guy's shot, and then we had to get that girl's shot, then we had to get that guy's shot, then we had to turn everything around and get my shot, we had to get a master shot, we had to get a tracking shot. There's no fucking way they use all of that footage, right? They probably have an hour of footage of what will end up being a 5-minute scene. But you have to have all that footage so that you can cut around and do all that stuff. Acting sounds like torture, to be fair. Yeah. Film acting can be, man. Film acting can be. I was working on a movie back in, way back. This was like 2012, I think. It was called God's Behaving Badly. Never came out, despite the stacked cast. It was Christopher Walken, Edie Falco, Oliver Platt, John Turturro, Lisa Silverstone, Sharon Stone, like the stacked, crazy cast. And we were filming in the Botanical Gardens in Staten Island, and we did 10 overnights. And we would get to set around 8 o'clock p.m. and we would leave, be driven back at 7 a.m. the next day. And God's Behaving Valley, that's funny. So we're filming all night, every night. And the premise of the movie is that Christopher Walken is Zeus, John Turturro's Hades. All these big stars are playing Greek gods and no one believes them anymore, so they're losing their powers. And so Hades blocks out the sun and the earth starts to go cold. And so we're in Staten Island. It's fucking July. And there's 400 of us amassed in the Botanical Gardens having to pretend that we're freezing to death. So we're all like wearing these big fleece blankets and jackets and hoodies and fucking beanies and shit. And it's like 92 degrees. Probably not. It's like, it's in the 80s, right? In the middle of the night. It's the hottest part of the summer. And we were dying. Like, people were like on the verge of passing out from heat stroke. And we would literally have to like film the take. Everyone would strip off as much clothing as they could and like hold it away from their bodies to try and cool off. And then they'd be like, all right, everyone get ready. And we'd have to fucking throw everything on. And of course, the actors playing the Greek gods on this plateau behind us, they're playing gods. They don't feel temperature, so they're just wearing their regular clothes. So they're all fucking fine. They're all just chilling back there. There's someone bringing Sharon Stone her fucking iPad between every single take. Meanwhile, the extras in the middle are fucking just dying. Then that whole shoot was cursed. The movie never came out. They showed it one time at a Roman film festival and then deleted it. Literally, like, they spent who knows how much money making this fucking movie, and it does not exist. But the non-union actors got these like boxed lunches for dinner one night, and they had brought the lunches at like 7 p.m. and they put them on this table in the non-union tent, and they sat there from like 7 p.m. until 2 a.m. in fucking, it's like 80 degrees outside, right? Finally, we break for dinner at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I go off with all the SAG actors. We go to the SAG tent. We're eating, whatever, hot food that's been like on cookers. And the non-union people all go over to these fucking box lunches. They eat. Everyone's starving. We're all sweating through our fucking jackets. And then the next night, we show up. And like 70 people called out because they had food poisoning. We had like 330 people the next day. Insane. It is based on the book, Eloquent Zombie. The book takes place in London. And the movie took place in New York. So they did change some stuff. But it is based on the book God's Behaving Badly. You can there's articles about it being made. Like, people know that it was made. There is one scene with Eben Moss, what's his last name? From the movie that I found online at one point, but yeah, it just doesn't exist. It's wild. Truly a wild, wild week of my life. Just hanging out with John Turturro and fucking Christopher Walken telling me that it's crazy I've never been to the Bronx Zoo. It was memorable. I was so poor at the time that I was taking every job I was offered. And so there was 3 days where I didn't go home. And during the day, I went to a different set to be a stand-in for Ben Roethlisberger for for the reveal of the new NFL uniforms. And I literally went from the Nike like NFL uniform set to God's Behaving Badly back to the Nike uniform set. Because you have so much time on these film sets where you're just doing nothing. So I was literally just napping while... and then I would go to like the Planet Fitness or whatever. Where I think I had a Crunch membership at the time. And I would go and... I would shower between sets, and I would just bounce back and forth between sets for 3 days because I was so poor. Good times. A little walk down memory lane for me. Actors seem like lost souls. We kind of are. Isaiah, thank you for that super chat. I appreciate that. Whiskey Peak's so good, man. Whiskey Peak. But again, those stories are about like how much effort goes into the behind the scenes of these things, and the behind the scenes work of the 100-person fight to me is just something that having worked enough on sets that size and being the guy lying on the ground while people are fighting around me, I can't imagine how much work went into that. And the fact that they did it in only 8 days is crazy for how good it looks. I would have thought that was a 2-week shoot at least. 8 days for that. I'm assuming that's 8 days just for the interior part. And that the exterior part is a different piece of that. But 8 days for that is remarkable. And I just love it. It's the most impressive thing about the season to me. And it is the reason why it might go down as my favorite episode of the season when I think back on it. When I rewatch it, I think it'll be the sequence of the live action One Piece show that I watch the most. Because I would just go watch that fight. Have you seen the Netflix podcast about the second season? No. Is it Netflix podcast? What Is it like a podcast? Oh, right, because Netflix has podcasts now. Who hosts it? Did they get Straw Hat Goofy to host it? I feel like that would be he would kill that job. Inaki hosts it? Wait, what the fuck? I get the production of it. Zora standing rooftop in front of 100 people just had so much aura. Yeah, but I think that if he was just fighting on the streets, it would have been less creative. Illuminatic. The standing in front of 100 people is great, but fighting around town would have just been less cool, if I'm being completely honest. All the Straw Hats host it. I need to watch this. He interviews Oda. Does he do it in full Japanese again? Because that video from season 1 when he learned like just enough Japanese to talk to Oda was really cool. Live action Luffy definitely needs to be stronger. Well, yeah, and like this episode, like if we get to the end of Whiskey Peak, like it's kind of weird, right? Because the one thing that didn't work about the episode for me is when they're fleeing from Valentine and Mr. Five, and they just kind of like go hide behind some boxes, which leads to Igaram, I'm assuming, dying, right? I'm assuming they're not going to bring Igaram back in season 3. He lived, like, we know he lives in the, anime, but I can't imagine they bring him back. I would be really shocked, just because in the anime his death is so sort of nebulous, because they pull back and, like, the island explodes in the distance. But in the live action, like, the only thing that blows up is him. Because Valentine can also fly up and spot them. Think about it now. Yeah, them hiding behind those crates didn't work for me. Because he was killed by Five this time, I feel like he's actually dead. It was Nico Robin, then he might have lived. Yeah, because in the anime, it's implied that it's Nico Robin. That Nico Robin blows up his ship, right? But Nico Robin is not evil. So, did you see how they did Sanji running from the otter and the vulture scene? Yeah, with the pops on the ground. That's a really common technique. When I worked on the first Avengers movie, we did the same thing for the Chitauri ships attacking New York, and there was like there was a bunch of us running down towards 42nd Street, down by Grand Central Station, and they basically put like these explosives on the ground in a row, and you run either on the outside or down the middle, and so it gives that effect of it exploding around you. It's really fucked at first. The first time you do it, like, it's so loud, and it's hard, like, it's really hard not to have one of the explosions on either side of you cause you to shift either way. You have to stay really straight, right? And so it's a stunt that the first time you do it, it's something. And anytime you're on set with explosions the first time, because they're explosions, right? Like, as much as they're fake and as much as we make them safe, they are real explosions. They give you earplugs for that? Yes, they do. Yep. And hazard pay. I was always the person on sets when they're like, we need people to do this. I was like, me, please. It's an extra $60. I will take that $60. It's like literally like $60. The number of things I would like raise my hand for when I worked on The Wolf of Wall Street, I did like 2.5 weeks on Wolf of Wall Street. I worked on every scene before the first market crash in Wolf of Wall Street and some of the stuff later on in the movie, some of the big crowd stuff. And my first day, they were asking everyone if they were willing to smoke on set. And I was so broke, literally so broke. And so I was like, yeah, I'll smoke. And I smoked like 3 packs of Marlboro Reds a day on the set of that movie. The only reason I'm not smoking to this day is that we wrapped my small part on the show. My IMDb is not crazy because none of my extra work's on IMDb. On A-list. Extra work doesn't... if you see someone with extra work on their IMDb page, they added it themselves. Like anything, all of my credits on IMDb were added by the company, where it was like an official thing that I did. My extra work, not a single extra thing I ever did is on IMDb, except on I am credited for person of interest. I don't know who added that. It might have been my agent, because it's a significant, like, it's a 3-person scene. I just don't have any lines. But I'm in a like full scene in person of interest in season 3, episode 11, and that's on my IMDb page. But that's the only like technical like background job I did that where I was hired as background that was would technically be considered on my IMDb page. But real cigarettes. Oh yeah, Martin Scorsese was insistent that we smoke real Marlboro Reds. It was a period thing for him. Martin Scorsese wanted the look of it, I guess. I don't know. He was very specific about it. And so they paid me $65 a day to smoke real Marlboro Reds on set all day. And there would literally be someone who, like, if it started to get small, would come and hand me a new one. And so the day after we wrapped, I was like hankering for a cigarette. I'd been smoking for like 2 weeks at this point, right? And I was hankering for a cigarette. And I walked into a store and I hadn't been paid yet, right? Because you get paid like weeks later for TV work. So I had no money in my bank account. Like I had a few groceries at home and that was it. My rent was paid and I had some groceries, but other than that I was zero, literally like I think I had like $3 in my bank account. And so I walked into the bodega and I think a pack of cigarettes was like $22. And so by the time I got paid for that job, I didn't want cigarettes anymore. And I'm like, to this day, I'm like, if Wolf of Wall Street had paid me faster, I would have been addicted to cigarettes. Cigarettes are $22 in Canada? No, this was in New York in like 2000 and... This was New York City in 2012, 13? Bodega, everything's more expensive in bodegas in New York City, right? Like, I probably, if I thought about it, I probably could have gotten to, like, if I'd gone to Brooklyn or something, I probably could have gotten them cheaper. But, like, in Manhattan, in a bodega, cigarettes were expensive. They upcharge because usually when you're in a bodega, you're, like, you need stuff that minute. And so they get away with a lot of, like, kind of bullshitty upcharge stuff. But, bodega rent is also expensive. So I'm not actually complaining about bodegas. I love my bodega. Back in the day, like, my bodega was everything. When you're a New Yorker, your bodega is everything. Having that spot where, like, they know you, they know your breakfast order, that's the shit, man. I miss that. They made my fucking bacon, egg, and cheese so goddamn good. My bodega on the corner of 147th in Amsterdam. Oh, man, I miss that spot, man. I'm nostalgic for my breakfast spot from fucking 7 years ago. But yeah, Whiskey Peak. Mostly love the episode. Whiskey Peak is also where we get a lot of Nico Robin at the end. I love how upset Clarice got. It's Bodega, not Bottega. It's Bodega. Clarice really kind of like freaking out about Nico Robin dipping off the boat cracked me up. That was great. I was like trying to just be like, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. I don't know. Where does she go? Somewhere. It's One Piece, babe. One Piece. Do they have a famous patrons wall with your picture on it? I am not famous. Oh, God, I wish. I wish I was on a famous patrons wall somewhere in New York. One day. Maybe one day. She probably caught herself with her hands. Oh, yeah. Do you think she just, like, rode with the Sunny on the side for a while? What am I looking for? Oh, gray. Gray 3. Gray 3. Come on. There we go. She's fine. She has a turtle. They didn't show the big turtle. It would have been a big CGI thing. They should have showed her a picture of the turtle Robin rides in the anime. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I forgot about the turtle. Like I forgot about the turtle. I was just telling her like, man, I don't know. Just don't worry about it. And then we spent 2 episodes in Little Garden. Okay, we should talk about Nico Robin before we do. Perfection. She's great. She's perfect. She's amazing. Nico Robin in the show is everything I wanted. As Nico Robin's biggest fan, I just... Oh, she could have had a small boat with a ton of oars with her own hands. That would have been so funny. Just like a long boat with a bunch of oars down the side, and it's just a bunch of hands like coming out of the tape, like the benches moving them themselves. That's a great visual. Oh, that's sick. I loved live action Nico Robin. Like in a big bad way. When she's in the fucking leather outfit in episode 6. I mean, like, I'm not trying to be like a full One Piece gooner, but that outfit worked. It was incredibly designed. That was well done. As a grown man, reminded me of the Water 7 outfit. I don't know. I'll take like Nico Robin doing Trinity from the Matrix over the Water 7 skirt that's so short that she can't legitimately walk in it. The costume designer said the leather outfit is supposed to be her Water 7 I Want to Live outfit. I don't know about that. Just because Water 7's got a lot of water, I feel like a leather jacket's not going to be... I don't think you're going to be wanting wearing leather in a rainstorm. Monkey D. Luffy. The way she says Monkey D. Luffy is perfection. Everything about her. She's great. Yes, I did say that I hated Robin. I want to be really clear about this, okay? I hated Robin for Vivi. Alright? My hatred for Nico Robin in the beginning was because I was a Vivi stan. And I felt like the crew accepting Robin as quickly as they did was kind of them spitting in the eye of their relationship with Vivi. It felt a little bit rude, okay? And the reality is, she's great, and I love her. But I also feel like Vivi being like, hey, what the fuck? That woman I still stand by this. If Vivi found out and was like, hey, Luffy, that woman ran my country into the ground. The fuck is wrong with you? I would be on Vivi's side of that argument. I would agree with Vivi. I would be like, yeah, no, she's right. And so there's just a part of me that, like, as much as I am now Nico Robin's biggest fan, and I would have to find a way to defend her being on the crew, I still think it's a little bit messed up that we accepted her so readily after she was kind of responsible for a lot of what happened in Alabasta. That's all I'm saying. And I stand by that. I stand by it then, and I stand by it now. I just also... she's my favorite. And so we got to get over these things. Vivi would get over it eventually. Nico Robin would make it up to her. You know what I mean? Like, Nico Robin's out here fucking member of the Revolutionary Army. Vivi doesn't know in the beginning that Robin joined the Straw Hats? No. Vivi has no fucking clue that Robin joins the Straw Hats. I don't know when Vivi finds that out, right? I'm assuming that it's that Vivi gets the wanted posters at one point. And that's how she finds out. Because it's not like they, like, write her letters. There was a moment when Vivi sees the crew's bounty and accepts Luffy's judgment on her. Oh, that's true. Right. No, that is true. And that was a big moment for me turning around on her. I think in that reaction, I was like, oh, hell yeah, I can feel better about my love of Robin now. Or something like that. I might be remembering my own reactions wrong, because that was 2 years ago. Oh my god, that was like 2 years ago, wasn't it? Oh, fuck. I think that was like 2 years ago. When was... Oh my god. Guys, we've been at this for so long. Why are you still watching me? Why is anyone still consuming this content? I wonder what would happen if Vivi and Robin meet again. I mean, by now, she's very aware that Robin's a Straw Hat. Right? Because it's a good fucking show. That's true. That's true. Start over, you're forgetting things. I mean, I kind of am planning on starting over, so... You know, I'm not going to react over, but I'm going to watch the dub from the beginning and just get that experience. I'm waiting for bag 3. It's coming. It's coming. We're going to get to a wanted poster soon. I'm sorry that I'm building Lego so slow. I'm just actually really enjoying this conversation. I'm also sorry that we're not talking just One Piece. I hope that you guys don't mind me, like, reminiscing about my previous career. Not really previous career. I just don't do extra work anymore. You know, once you kind of have an agent and you're starting to audition for things, one of the things about extra work is that if you book extra work on a TV show or a movie, you can't audition for a role on that TV show or movie anymore. So, like, once you've been seen by the camera, you are in the world, and so they won't see you for anything else, because they don't want people to, like, wonder why you're in these two scenes. And so once you kind of have an agent and once you're auditioning more, you stop doing that stuff. Would you like to tell that to Doctor Who? Look, I don't know how the UK system works, okay? I don't know. Supernatural filmed in Vancouver. There's, like, no actors there, and they went for 17 seasons. Did YouTube help me get more exposed? No. No. My acting name, David Webb, doesn't come up with my YouTube, so I don't really feel... Clarice filmed on a TV show, and the executive producers told her that they saw her reactions. That'll come out this summer. How dare you not strictly talk about stuff in a rigid, non-entertaining format? Yeah, no, my biggest role in television is probably the scene I did in Cross. I've mostly done, like one-line stuff in TV. I haven't, you know, I'm a theater actor. I have not booked that much television work. My first, like, speaking role in a SAG film was on this movie called, Free the Nipple. I think it's still on Netflix. I was a reporter in that movie, and I was in, like, a scene that was supposed to be across the whole film. So I had, like, 5 lines, and they were cut up into different scenes. And the entire scene got cut. And so he was really good at drinking that soda. And so, yeah, that was, like, the one, like, movie role I had. But I've done a lot of theater, right? Like, I did the national tour of Elf the Musical. I've done regional tours of Ellis Island, A Year with Frog and Toad. I toured Japan as a singer with the Orchestra Japan, working for Disney Music. Technically, there's, like, 2 Disney albums out in Japan that I sung on. Technically, I, like, won an Emmy. Not technically. But... Not really, but I sang on the Emmy-winning album from the 2010 Salt Lake City Olympics. Or no. What year was Salt Lake City? Was that 2008? I sang on the 2010 Vancouver Olympics. I worked with the composer of the Salt Lake City Olympics. I was on the album for the 2010 Vancouver Olympics, and we won, like, an Emmy or a Grammy or something. Like, I've worked a lot on stage. I've done a lot of off-Broadway. I've done a lot of regional stuff. I worked at the Fulton Theater in Pennsylvania a lot. So I'm more of a stage actor. But, yeah. I just learned your name is David. Yeah, I don't really go by it anymore. Yeah, my like, legal name, it's out there. Like, I don't hide it. But, like, my legal name is David John Weens III. And I don't really even introduce myself as David anymore. Like, I introduce myself as Nerdy, and that's kind of what I go by. I think it's being a third, and, like, Nerdy is more my identity, and, like, not just, like, my grandfather and my father's legacy. I'm not close with them. My grandfather's dead, but I don't talk to my dad. And so being named after him is a little weird, I think. And so I just have kind of embraced being nerdy. And there's a part of me that wonders, like, at what point do I change my acting name to just being nerdy? And having, like, that just be my, like, full-time identity as a professional? I don't know. It is something I think about. I think about just going by nerdy professionally, and I wouldn't have a hard time getting my name in the union, that's for sure. But yeah, just one of those weird things I think about. You'll probably say I'm insane to this, but I'm on my 7th full rewatch. I don't think that's insane. Of One Piece. I started in 2019 and caught up in 3 months. That's crazy. I'm jealous. I wish I could catch up faster. You both took Clarus isn't her name either? Yeah. Yeah, I don't think she's as... Clarus isn't as, like... Clarus still goes by Ariel and things. I don't think Clarus is as attached to her online name as I am. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I do feel like I don't really go by David, except with my family, very much at all. And honestly, I sometimes honestly find it weird when people call me David now. Like, I actually, like, kind of, unless you knew me from before, I do, like, have a moment of, like, bristling. Bristling at it. I've noticed. I have like an actual sort of a reaction to it that I'm surprised by. But I think it's just me. It's just an acknowledgement that I love my identity now, right? Nerdynightly. That's very funny. What's up, Rooster? Mute?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry, guys, I gotta mute for a sec. Give me a sec. The wife's in the room. Sorry about that. Just some logistic stuff with the wife. The Wi-Fi. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest about manga, y'all. I've only read one manga in my whole life. It was 3 issues long. And it was Dot Hack. And I loved it. I was a big fan. I'm a big fan of it. But it is the only manga I've ever read. 8 posters, which do you hope to get? Ooh. Who are the 8? Do you have reading problems? I'm dyslexic. Press. So I do have dyslexia. And so... yeah, that's just a fact. Yeah, I don't know. I want to read more manga. I do. The problem that I'm having with it, with the idea of reading more manga... Oh, actually, that's on the wrong side, isn't it? Fuck. The problem I'm having with reading more manga is that I feel like it will ruin the reactions. And there's so many animes that I think people might want me to react to, and I'm worried about, like, coming in between myself and that experience. I suggest you do the solo leveling manhwa. I don't want the anime spoiled because I love solo leveling so much. But I could see myself doing a read of One Piece. Like, I could see myself doing that. But I love the solo leveling anime. I can't wait for it to come back. I miss that show. I think it's so good. I don't know. I don't know why that works for me and other stuff doesn't, but I just find it to be so fun. Oh, there's a pizza! Look at the little pizza! It's like we're fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles over here. Ba 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 ba. Oh, and we have a sink! Look at that. That's so funny. I was wondering what this was. Sink into the drain. All right, I think that we're done with that. Oh, no, we're stacking plates. Do you think you're actually will catch up with the anime with the new release schedule? Of One Piece? I will catch up with the anime, for sure. They don't do 6 episodes a week, and I do 6 episodes a week. So, unless the anime is almost done, but I don't think it is, right? Because aren't they? They're about to start. They're going seasonal, and they're just about to start like fucking Hellbath or something. Oh, I did get spoiled on. Someone asked me what I'd been spoiled on. I have been spoiled on Elbaf outfits because people were upset about Nami's skirt and how white Usopp was. Those are the 2 things I think I've been spoiled on. Nami's the like slits of Nami's skirt for Elbaf and Usopp being so fucking white are the only 2 things I know about it. But I don't know if they just finished Elbaf or if they're about to do Elbaf. It's something like that. One or the other. They're either about to do Elbaf or they just finished Elbaf, is what I know about the current. The whiteness of Usopp is crazy as hell. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck Toei's thinking with that. I don't know why he gets whiter. Oh, okay, it's time. All right, chat. It's time. Will you react to the One Piece Studio Wit remake? Yes, absolutely. Are you kidding me? Of course I'm going to react to the One Piece. Immediately. Oh, I'm going to try and convince Claris to do the One Piece with me. I don't think she will. All right, the first wanted poster. The first wanted poster of my set, everyone. Are we ready? Are you ready, kids? Monkey D. Luffy. Look at that. Oh, it's so good. Wow, they did a great job with that. They did a fantastic job with those. That looks great. All right, we got Monkey D. Luffy in bag number 3. Captain of the Straw... And Usopp. I shouldn't leave Usopp out. I got Monkey D. Luffy and Usopp. I thought it was a bigger poster. Oh, no, it's like a... I'm sure it's so that it fits, like, on the ship somewhere, right? What am I doing here? Bum, 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 bum. Where were we at? Wait. No, I'm good. Okay. Where were we at? We were talking about... we just got to Little Garden, right? Little Garden. Stuff that I loved in Little Garden. I fucking loved Dorian Broggie. Thought they crushed it. I wanted more dinosaurs, because I am autistic. I wanted more dinosaurs. But I actually thought the T-Rex fight was really good. I thought it looked good. It could have looked goofier than it did, and I thought that I wanted more dinosaurs, but I liked the T-Rex fight. The weird standout... Mr. 3 was obviously incredible. David Dastmalchian is, in my opinion, one of the finest genre actors of an era. I think that we are going to one day be like... He's someone that I could see getting, like, Lifetime Achievement Awards, particularly in spaces like the Saturn Awards, where genre is a little bit more loved. Fucking... The character I was least excited for in Little Garden. Because I just didn't really ever really get her or enjoy her in the anime. Much like Mr. 9, fucking Golden Week, man. Fucking Golden Week was amazing. She was so ominous. She was the scariest villain the whole season to me. Genuinely. Like, she was the person I was the most like, I don't want to fuck with that girl. And I thought she brought something deeply unique and unnerving to the role. And I thought she was amazing. Golden Week was the actress' real hair? Wait, really? That wasn't a wig? Her scene with Luffy on the beach, to me, was one of the highlights of the whole season. And the season has so many highlights, right? Like, so much of it was so good, but her scene on the beach was that is a that's a like in your reel forever kind of acting moment. Her agents are going to send that out to every casting call for the next decade. She's a remarkable young actress. She was in Beetlejuice on Broadway as Lydia Dietz back in the day with old friend of mine, Alex Brightman. And she was really good. She was so young in that, and she continues to play very odd and unnerving characters very well. She continues the job of being kind of a weirdo little girl and crushing it. Just absolutely bringing that special thing about herself to it. And I loved all of her scenes. If they had cut her from the live action, I wouldn't have been mad. I wouldn't have cared that much. You know what I mean? It's not a character that I was particularly like waiting to see. And she changed her into something that I ended up being like, damn, I'm really glad they did this. And I'm glad they gave this character kind of a second life for me. And, you know, there's people who love her in the anime. I'm not trying to say that I'm like right about this stuff. But wait, what? Is it 2? Oh, it's 2. That's why it doesn't line up. I don't know. I thought she was miraculous. I thought she crushed it. The sword owner was a general in the James Gunn Superman. Oh, yeah. He's in a lot of stuff. He's one of like those guys who like you can never remember his name, but he's in so many TV and movies and TV. But yeah, no, I just when I think back to Little Garden, the first thing I think now is how good I thought she was as Golden Week and how scary they made Golden Week. I also I saw some people kind of shitting on the CGI of Luffy kicking all of the wax statues of David Dastmalchian. Considering the CGI effort of that to make all those fake David Dastmalchians in a CGI shot and have them all interact with this, I thought those shots were amazing. I feel like CGI has gotten to a point where people will just complain because we use it. But I thought those shots looked impeccable. And knowing how difficult they must have been, just because of the like sheer scale of how many CGI things are on screen interacting with each other and having to like conduct light properly. I don't know. I just thought they fucking crushed that. I am also not gonna lie. I thought they weren't gonna do the cake. I expected them to find a way to do either like a smaller version of the cake or something. I don't know. I did not expect them to do that massive set piece. And it looked good, man. The wax falling on the three of them standing on that thing never quite worked for me. I'll be honest. They went with what they went with. And that is what it is. I don't think it was a terrible choice by any stretch of the imagination. I think that it could have been a couple more... there could have been a couple more shots of like wax like hardening or something. It very much looked like every time we cut to them, the wax was so hard. The cake was so much work for them to film. Oh, I can't imagine. Yeah. For me, the CGI part was great, but I did miss Luffy actually hitting Mr. 3 because of his hunch. Right. Yeah, I don't know. The other standout from those two episodes, Sanji. The Sanji fight with the Unluckies, which I don't know if I knew this back then, but the fact that the Unluckies are Friday the 13th, I feel dumb for not picking up on that or not remembering it. Maybe I did pick up on it back then, but the fact that the Unluckies are Friday the 13th is such a good bit. Such a good bit. Really, honestly, like, Little Garden, if you look at like our if you look at our numbers, Little Garden is the least watched part of our reaction series, right? That's where our numbers are the lowest. And I'm not 100% sure why. I am a little disappointed in it, not because I think that we deserve more views. I thought Little Garden was really expertly adapted, personally. And I thought they did a fantastic job of adapting it. I thought they really, like, sold me on an arc that was not one that I was super excited about. And, you know, Little Garden to me is the most of the show so far. I think Little Garden is the arc that is most improved. Like, if I, you know how, like, when I was at hockey camp as a kid at the end of the hockey camp would always win most improved player. I think that Little Garden, for me, as an arc, is the most improved from anime to live action. I think that the 2 episodes hit every important beat. The giants were fantastic. And I don't know. I personally do feel that way. I feel like I don't know that there is... I don't know why those are the videos with the least views of the season, if I'm being honest. I thought it was great, and I think there's so much reaction worthy stuff in there. And like, I get it, like Chopper's Chopper, and it's the like mid-season lack of interest, and I feel like those numbers the number differential wouldn't have happened if they'd released weekly. I do think that part of the reason why those episodes kind of get lost in the shuffle on our schedule is because of the binge release model. People get a little bit burnt out on watching reactions after 3 and 3 days, and so the hardcores will watch all of them, but then you kind of end up in like the algorithm thing. But then people always come back for the finale, and episode 7 is the most reaction worthy. Episode 7 is the most reaction worthy episode, so obviously those, like, that video I think is going to hit 50,000 views, which is so good for us. Oh, it did. Yeah, episode 7 is 51,000 views. That's it's been a long time since we've had a full show do as well as Night of the Seven Kingdoms into One Piece for us, which is like very cool. And I only bring up the numbers to say I'm grateful. Like, I'm not owed any of this shit. You know what I mean? I'm just glad that I can bring a feeling of value to anybody. But yeah, just it is interesting to me. I feel like the number drop in Little Garden feels like people didn't like it as much, and I'm surprised by that because I like it a lot. I really do. I think that there's so much to go back and rewatch in it, and 51k views for episode 7. Yeah, and like, honestly, the craziest thing about it, if I can just talk about me for 1 second, we're less than 1,500 subscribers from 100k. Wait, a One Piece chapter just dropped? Oda's out here trying to fuck with my live. Oda-san. Oda-san, what you doing, buddy? Fucking ruining my day. I still think Arcane's release model of 3-episode acts was the best middle ground for what Netflix has done. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that kind of only works with that show. But like, if One Piece had done episode 1 and 2, Enter the Grand Line, right? And then episode 3, I guess, is its own. But then you would do 4, 5 the following week, and then 6, 7, 8 the week after that, maybe. I don't know how I would have done it. Am I missing a piece again? Fuck. Missing 2 pieces. I'm not missing 2 pieces. I built this wrong. Pay attention, nerdy. But yeah, no, I fuck with Little Garden hard. We also get some really great Nami stuff up until this point. I do think that it's kind of a good thing that Nami gets sidelined for 2 of the last 3 episodes, because I'm not gonna lie, Emily Rudd is the best actress on the show of the main cast. And that's not me saying the others are bad. I'm not trying to say like that anyone's doing a bad job. There just are times where you have a show and someone just stands out. And to me, Emily Rudd stands out. They're accusing her of nepotism for knowing the showrunner is like, oh, I saw that. I think it's so funny to be like, she was friends with the showrunner because of work, so it's nepotism. I'm like, you fucking idiots don't know what nepotism is. You morons have literally no idea what nepotism is. If you think that that's nepotism, you're just dumb. Like, if we found out that Emily Rudd's, like, mom was Winona Ryder, I'd be like, yeah, she's a nepo baby. Whatever, she killed it. Who cares? But, like, everyone in the industry's friends. Literally. Like, the industry is such a fucking circle jerk. It's such a circle jerk. The idea that the casting directors and, like, the showrunners would go out and only hire actors they've never spoken to before is just so stupid. Luffy is a nepo baby. I mean, I don't know. Luffy gets a lot of the start of his career without anyone knowing who his dad is, you know? Nobody knows who Luffy's mom is, right? Have you brought up Cola Scola as Bon Clay? I'm not gonna lie, I did not see Mary Todd Lincoln or whatever that play that they did off Broadway was. I've never seen Cola Scola in anything, so I don't actually have an opinion on it. Like, I'm glad they're non-binary. I think it's sick to have a non-binary actor play Bon Clay most of the time. Obviously, other actors are going to play that part. A lot of different people are going to play Bon Clay, which I think is going to be fun. All of the Straw Hats will probably get to play Bon Clay at some point, right? But yeah, I can't really comment on Cola Skull just because I've never seen them. Croco Mom comments incoming. I told Claris about that off stream. She was like, what the fuck? I know who Luffy's mom and she'll be in season 3. Mm-hmm. I would hate the Croco Mom theory. If that did come out to be true, I think that might be a bridge too far for me. I honestly don't think we'll ever know who, unless you guys know, but I would not be surprised if we never find out who Luffy's mom is, unless we already have. I think it's one of those things where Oda will never reveal it, because I don't think it matters to the story, and I don't know. Ivankov. Oda's planet says he doesn't plan to tell his mom. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. And honestly, I have no problem with it, right? Like, I don't need everybody to be somebody. It's the thing that, like, drives me crazy about the Star Wars sequels, right? And I'm more of a defender of the Star Wars sequels than other people, right? I like the Star Wars sequels more than most people. I understand people's, like, arguments against them, and I'm not saying that anybody's wrong for how they feel. I get it. I get why people feel the way they do. But I really wanted Rey to be nobody. I really wanted her to just be a girl in the galaxy who has great power. And the fact that she isn't is less interesting to me. You know what I mean? The whole Palpatine plotline kind of sucked. It's treason then. Luffy's mom is dead. Well, and that's the thing, right? Like, I think that there's, like, the bloodline thing is interesting sometimes. But I think what's more interesting in One Piece is that Dadan is... Did I say Dadan? That Dadan is his mom. Dadan raised him. And I don't know. I think that who raises you matters. Like, my stepdad is the man who I aspire to be. Not my father, my stepdad. What is this? Have you watched Naruto? I have never seen Naruto. I know that Rock Lee takes off his ankle bracelet at some point, and then he kicks better because he wore them for a very long time. The only thing I know about Naruto is that Naruto can turn into a fox, a nine-tailed fox, and Naruto can turn into a nine-tailed fox, and Rock Lee takes his ankle bracelet off to win a fight. And that's it. That's my entire knowledge of that media. Oh, there's also a girl named Sasuke that Claris cosplayed once. And did sexy stuff in cosplay as. And people bought the shit out of it. People were very happy when Claris did the sexy Sasuke cosplay. Did I get it right? Do I know everything about Naruto, chat? Sasuke is the guy? Oh. Who's the girl? Sakura? Sakura. I doubt it was Sakura, because Sakura's... No, I'm pretty sure it was a gender-bent Sasuke that she did. Because Sakura is, pink, right? Isn't that the name of the Blossoms? I'm sure Sakura's... If there's a character named Sakura, her design has to be pink. Sakura pink hair. Yeah, that makes sense. I can't imagine an anime having, a character named Sakura not have pink hair. That would be a bridge too far. The Japanese fucking love... Wait, what the fuck? I fucked up somewhere. God damn it. Because that doesn't fit that. Oh, that's because it's not the right thing. Is it this? No. Sorry, chat. I'm trying to figure out what this piece is that I'm looking at. Card Captor Sakura, not pink hair, but... Oh my god, I remember Card Captor Sakura. Wow. That just brought back... Do you guys remember Card Captor Sakura? That just brought back fucking memories. What is your theory about what the One Piece is? What is my theory about what the One Piece is? I think the One Piece is going to end up being evidence against the world government that allows for the Navy to turn against the world government and forces characters like Kobe and Garp to become like revolutionaries and kind of overthrow the government. I think that it is going to be the nail in the like celestial dragon's coffin that forces everyone to turn against that forces everyone to like turn to Luffy's side. And the fallout of that is going to be that like Blackbeard doesn't want to. And so how did I fuck that up? Okay. No, yeah, it is this. And then it's this. It's going to force people to kind of pick sides, which will lead to the Marines disbanding in favor of supporting Luffy. And Luffy will have to... The world government is essentially going to just give up. And Luffy will have to defeat Blackbeard to prove, basically, that the world can move on from the tyranny of the world government. Have I heard the cat dog theory of One Piece? I have not heard the cat dog theory. Is it that Calico Yorkie is still alive 50 years later? All right, we've talked about every arc except the final arc. We have not yet talked about Drum Kingdom. First off, to start with Drum Kingdom, we got to talk about how the girl who fucking plays young Vivi crushed it. The internet better be fucking normal towards that girl. I understand that there's already racist shit being thrown at Charithra, the actress who plays Vivi. She's great. She's also great. We didn't talk about her goofy ass dance. We did talk about the goofy ass dance, but hey, it's from the manga. I don't know why that dance works. I don't know why it knocks out Luffy. Luffy is not like sexually driven in any way, shape, or form. And so the fact that I thought it, I don't know, it feels weird that that works at all on Luffy in both versions, but whatever. The girl who plays young Vivi is fantastic. And I swear to God, if I see people being weird about her on the internet, I'm going to lose my mind on them. I'm going to become an attack dog protecting that young girl from anyone who wants to be racist towards her on the internet because she did a good job on a TV show. You know what I mean? I think the Munch Munch Factory army was far more interesting than fusing his two minions. Yeah, I agree with that. I think the Munch Munch army was a little bit... they did end up being a little, like, clunky physically. Because they couldn't... Like, they were such... There was a point where I almost wish they were CGI. Because it didn't really feel like they could move very well. And so the fighting just felt a little... I felt like if Oda did the same thing in the live action, or sorry, in the anime or in the manga, I feel like the motion of them would have been more interesting to watch. But visually they were really cool. And so I'm not like mad at it. But yeah, I also agree with Mario, like, or Marion, there was only 5 of them. And so that just felt a little, it did feel a little underwhelming. Which was fine because I enjoyed what was going on with... well, I enjoyed so much what was going on between... like, Vivi and Wapol and the flashback. Obviously, episode 7, Mark Herelick, who plays Hiruluk, was... I mean, what do you even say about that performance? You know what I mean? Like, literally, what do you even say about that performance? It was... Give that man an Emmy. I agree, man. You know what? That's so true. Give that man an Emmy. Like, he was so damn good. And I'm so grateful they didn't play Ave Maria. I'm so grateful they didn't play Ave Maria. But he brought... He just brought the house down. And I couldn't believe... From Children's Emmy? What is a Children's Emmy? I don't think Children's Emmys are a thing. Was it a Hail Mary? That's funny. Fuck you? That's very funny. I'm actually kind of mad at you for that one. Oh, man. Was it a Hail Mary? That's good. One of the Emmys usually? I don't know. And he won't win, right? Like, because it would be supporting, or actually, maybe a guest star. But those awards always go to, like, fucking The White Lotus or some shit like that. What am I doing now? Okay. I need one of those. I need one of those. I love how Here Looks actor hypes up Chopper's movement actor, or what to call it. Motion capture performance artist. Yeah, because it's someone, the motion capture was done by someone other than the voice actress, right? Because the voice actress was from Superman, right? The show itself, I would love for it to get recognition. Awards are bullshit. I don't know that they're bullshit. I think that, like, I definitely think that part of this comes down to it being a actor thing, but I love the awards because they matter to, you know. What? How the fuck does that work? Did I fuck this up? How does that connect? Oh, I'm dumb. I figured it out. This clicks into this white thing under here. Oh my god, I'm so worried about pushing this in that I'm going to break something. Oh, I did it. We have the back of the ship. I was also wrong. This is... Oh, nope. You can't see what I'm doing right now. This is the back of the ship. And it opens. No, it doesn't open. Never mind. Oh, no, I broke it. Oh, no, I broke it. Ah! Trying to talk about the show and also build this at the same time has been an exercise in my mental energy. This has not been easy. 4 actors. 4 actors. Oh, Heavy Point and Heavy Point Stuntman. Yeah. Oh, can we talk about the the human body? I'm curious, chat, because I thought it looked good. How did y'all feel about the human body Chopper? The, like, full-size chop. Because I was surprised to go online and see people saying they didn't like it. Like, genuinely. I was surprised. I didn't know how else they would have done it. Like, genuinely. I don't know how else they would have done it. And apart from the chuckle part, Heavy Point has a little weird face. But, like, he has a little weird face in the anime. And it's also, people saying it looks a little Uncanny Valley. It's literally a reindeer who ate the human fruit. Right? Like, the whole point of the character is that they're like an off-human creature. I don't know. I found some of the criticisms of it wild, as if, like, it was ever gonna look like anything else. The teeth were dirty, though. I know, and I think that now that I think that, like, not Luffy. I think that Nami can teach. I don't think that what's her face was teaching, like, dental hygiene. And I think that Nami will teach Chopper dental hygiene, and the teeth will look cleaner moving forward. I don't know. I don't know what people expected. I think that people wanted him to look more something. I don't know what it was ever gonna be. Koreha. All right, we're in bag 4. We're gonna build Sanji. Oh my god, we're only on bag 4 out of 10. Chat, I can't do this all night. We're gonna have to do a second stream. We're gonna have to finish this in a second stream because I want to finish this on camera. I think that this is gonna be the last bag, and then we're gonna have to do this in a second stream. Post timeskip Chopper or live action Chopper? They'll polish the teeth in season 3. I like post timeskip Chopper. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. This might be unfair to the live action, or sorry, to the post timeskip. I feel like I'm so nostalgic for the pre-time skip designs of almost everybody. Like I'll be real. I kind of miss old Frankie. I feel like Frankie used to just be more a part of the crew, and sometimes in these arcs... Did I miss a super chat? I think I did. Sorry, Viper Breeze. I'm so sorry I skipped over your super chat. I saw it and then... hi, I love your comments. Reactions. I show up quite often in the comments on Patreon. I hope my humor comes across as humor, not pedantic. Anyway, they crushed the OPLA. It was a pleasure watching Clark's react. Viper Breeze, thank you so much for that super chat. I'm sorry that I didn't acknowledge it. That's so my bad. Thank you. Thank you for watching the reactions. Thank you for enjoying them. Thank you for watching the live action. It means the world that you guys pop in. And no, I've never thought that you were being pedantic in the Patreon. I appreciate all the comments over there. Yeah, no, thank you so much, Viper Breeze. That's so kind of you. And I do genuinely appreciate it. Post time skip Frankie would be rough to do in live action, yeah. I don't know. I find a little bit... Oh, this is the Sanji face. The fact that they didn't curl the eyebrows is a little bit disappointing to me. The fact that he just has regular eyebrows. It's kind of his whole thing. Like, without the eyebrows, he's just kind of blonde. You also have to kind of, like, twist the hair off to the side so that it covers his... Because I think it's supposed to sit like that. But you kind of need to twist it off to the side so that it covers his face. Like, there we go. That's Sanji. I feel a little bit like Frankie post time skip isn't around very much. It's live action Sanji. Oh, right. These are their live action versions. But this has Sanji in a suit, and I feel like Sanji never actually wears a suit in the live action show. He wears like hoodies and shit. I'm just a little... I find, like, one of the things I find weird about post time skip, and it's not enough for me to, like, not enjoy the show, right? But, like, I feel like Nico Robin's face shape is less interesting. Pre-time skip, it felt like she had, like, her own thing going on, and now sometimes her and Nami almost have the same face design in some shots. I also feel like, pre-time skip Nami... I don't know. Sometimes they feel different. Same face syndrome. Oda forgot how to draw Robin's face. Frankie just says it's so good he disappeared from like Hazard. One where I'm at, like, because I bring it up in the reaction sometimes, even though it's not relevant. But, like, Sanji went off to kick Big Mom how many fucking episodes ago? Most of the women in One Piece post time skip are all slightly different Nami. That is very true. And I'm not trying to like disrespect Oda, but like there are times where I'm like Rebecca sometimes. First of all, finding out that Rebecca was 16. Finding out that Rebecca is 16 kind of upset me. I understand the storytelling of like that she's being sexualized because like the arena's humiliating her to fuck with her grandfather. I get the storytelling of that. I promise I'm not an idiot. I just also am kind of like, sometimes the way the camera pans up her body at 16 is a lot. Sometimes it's a lot, chat. And I just think that, like, I understand that the fucking, like, gooners who love Japan more than... The white guys who love Japan more than anything in the world will say, like, well, 16's the age of consent in Japan. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, I'm aware. I don't think that means I have to love it. The camera angles and still shots are on Toei. Yeah, that's probably true. Given it's anime... What do you mean, given it's anime? You're telling me that Oda sexualizes girls younger than 16 in the future? Don't tell me that. Don't tell me there's younger than 16, Troika. I don't know how I'll handle that. The armor doesn't help, and, like, the fact that, like, she's out of the gladiator ring and, like, with her family, and that they haven't been like, we need to save you from this. Take that off. These windows do not fit. Are there different size windows? It looks like all the windows are the same size, but they definitely don't fit in this door. That's concerning. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of the Gooner shit. And I know there are people who love it. And the fucked up thing is that, like, I'm a pervert. Like, I'm no fucking saint. I'm into weirder sex shit than you can imagine. Which is why, like, I'm able to call this shit out. Because I know what it is. Like, fucking Senior Pink shows up. It's not like I was like running to the comments to be like, what is this? I was the one who immediately went, oh, it's ABDL shit. Like, I'm a pervert. I know I'm like an actual hentai, okay? I'm a big believer in like time and place. Right? Like, I'm a big believer in like porn shit is porn shit. And the reality for me is that I'm more okay with the sexy stuff in Reincarnated as a Slime, because that show feels like it is aiming to be funnier to an older audience. It doesn't really feel like it is for kids. Which is funny, like for kids, but... Okay, I have a problem, chat. These windows don't fit in this door. And I don't know what to do about it. Unless you just really need to force it. It's a consent thing. Yes. Yeah, the consent element of it. And, like, you're right. Viola and Sanji ended up being pretty cute. And I was pretty on that. I was pretty, like, into that. Because I was like, oh, look, Sanji's having, like, an actual, like, adult other side. No, it can't go on the other side. There's no... Oh. It worked. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Cool. Cool. I'm live on the internet right now. Everyone can see me. Anime abuses Gooner stuff to drag out situations like Sanji's nosebleed or Chopper being cute. I mean, I wouldn't call Chopper being cute Gooner stuff. You should watch Welcome to NHK if you want an adult funny anime. Here's the thing, I watch porn. You know what I mean? I just don't watch porn where, like, the plot of the porno is that the woman is 16 and she's being ogled by men who call themselves her friends. You know what I mean? And that it really is, that really is what it is to me, right? Is that it's like, I don't watch stuff where the like premise of it is there's this female character I really like and she's being disrespected by the people she calls her friends constantly. And that's why it sucks. That's what I don't like about it. Or in Hunter x Hunter, this isn't a spoiler for Hunter x Hunter, plot or anything, but in Hunter x Hunter, like, I understand that the character Biscuit is old, like, is not a child, but she's drawn to be a child, right? And she's drawn to look like a child, and having her, like, be fucking turned on by an adult man who's naked is just weird. It's weird to put a character looking in that space and have the characters in the show. Like, here's the thing about Biscuit, right? If none of the characters in the show ever commented that she looks way younger than she should, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter at all. There's more questionable stuff in Hunter x Hunter than Bisky. Sure. Bisky's just the most recent thing that I've personally encountered in that show. And so it wouldn't matter so much, but the weirdness of it for me is like, I don't want to watch someone that one of the like examples of this that drives me crazy, because I actually do really like the show, is live action. It is a show called The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina on Netflix. And the entire first episode, they're like, hey, Sabrina, you're about to turn 16. You're about to turn 16. It's almost your 16th birthday. And then in the episode, there's a scene where she's in the bathtub, and then she steps up out of the bathtub and like walks into like a dream sequence, and she's fully naked from behind. And I'm like, hey man, I actually don't want to see a girl you've spent the entire episode telling me is 15 naked. I just don't. Like, I actively don't want to see that. I understand the actress is over the age of 18. I still don't want to. I don't want to watch you tell me. It's why I've never watched. Euphoria. I don't want to watch a show about high school kids fucking. Genuinely, I have no interest. If they were like in college, I would probably feel different. You know what I mean? I maybe, I don't know. I don't know that I actually care that much about Euphoria, no matter how old they are. But like, I don't know. For me personally, if you tell me that someone is a kid, I am immediately like, oh, I really don't want them to be sexualized. And it is just such a thing about anime. And I don't know why it's so common. It's so, like fucking Jujutsu Kaisen at the beginning of season 2, for no fucking reason, has that like 14-year-old girl naked in the bathtub, and the camera pans up her body, and they're like, yeah, she's 14, and you're like, why? Why do we have bathtub shots of 14-year-olds? I will say the exception to that is if it's like really artistic and not sexual, right? I think that in Chainsaw Man, there's the scene where they go skinny dipping in the movie, the Res arc. And that movie, the movie's fantastic. And that movie managed to have them be high schoolers in like a pool nude together without ever feeling like it sexualized her body. I thought that was fantastic. Like, I think that look, I was having sex in high school, right? I'm not saying that doesn't happen, and I'm not against the idea of it and of portraying it. I just think you have to do it without it being gratuitous. And I honestly think Chainsaw Man is the perfect example of how to do a scene like that, where it wasn't really about their age or their bodies. It was about their connection. And I think that like Chainsaw Man is the like gold standard for me in terms of how to do that scene. Anyway, we should be talking about the finales. Fucking episode Dalton. Guys, did Dalton look like the Beast from Beauty and the Beast? Yes. He was fucking good, hey? Chainsaw Man was weird with the Himeno scene. Yeah, but the point of the Himeno scene is that Himeno's doing the wrong thing. Right? Like, the point of the Himeno scene is that she's wrong for it, so I don't mind that as much. What do you think about Sanji talking about his mom? I understand that it's spoilers. I understand that it's something that I'm gonna learn eventually. I mean, that might be the next arc, right? Because I'm assuming the next arc is Whole Cake. I'm starting to come around on the idea that we're gonna start the concept of fighting Kaido. We're gonna go fight Big Mom, because I think that Big Mom is we're not gonna see Sanji and them for a while. They've been kidnapped by Big Mom. At the end of Dressrosa, we find out that they've been kidnapped by Big Mom, and we have to go save them. That's what I'm assuming happens right now. Like, I think someone in the stream earlier said that Dressrosa ends at like 7:46. I don't think we see the Thousand Sunny again this arc. I really don't. If we do, like, I wouldn't be surprised either. Oda is very good at surprising me. But I genuinely, at this point, think that the next time we hear about Sanji and them, it's going to be because Dressrosa's over and Big Mom has Sanji and Nami and them. And so we're going to go to Whole Cake. We are going to have to save them from Big Mom, which will... past that, I don't really know, but What is the time over there? It is 6:17. Alneus. I thought Dalton was fantastic. I kind of thought they were gonna cut his devil fruit down to like, I didn't know what they were gonna do with his devil fruit. And I'm actually fine with him not going full bull form for him, but I thought the Beauty and the Beast fucking looking thing was I thought it was great. I loved it. How does that go on? That goes on. Okay, so this is going on the side here like this. Oh, chat, we're making moves. Slightly Harry Dalton. Buffalo Soldier. I'm at 686. Patrons have 684, I think. And I've seen 686. But we're not talking past the YouTube. We're not talking about public. So we can't talk past Usopp spitting fire. I don't want these lives to be a place where people who can't afford to be members get like where I talk about things that they haven't seen yet. I feel like that's shitty. I'm very grateful for the members. It's the only reason why that channel makes any sense financially. And so, like, members, I'm very grateful for you, but I want to make sure that when I do lives and stuff like that, I'm not like cutting part of the audience out for a financial reason. You know what I mean? My goal with all of my content being free eventually is that you never have to spend $1 to see any Nerdy Nightly content. The only exception to that is the audiobook reactions, I guess. But I want to be very clear on what I want to be very clear that people who don't pay to be members are welcome at the lives. I never want it to feel like the lives are a chance for me to like push you to pay. I don't know. That feels weird to me. But also, like, I couldn't afford to do this channel without the members, so like it is a double-edged sword. Because Lord knows I don't make enough money on, like, the AdSense on this channel is not very good. Yeah. What am I doing now? Is that the next thing? I think it is. Yes. Okay. So we need this piece. Viper Breeze, thank you for that super chat. I promise I won't abuse Zoopers to give you recommendations or hijack the stream. I'm going to make only one. Golden Kamui. It's wrapping up its final season now. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I think you'd vibe with it. I've heard of Golden Kamui before. Is that a pirate anime? Someone tried to convince me to watch it before. I think because the final season was coming up. Wait, that's wrong. That needs to be there. Why is that wrong? Why is that wrong? That goes there. Shit. That definitely goes like that. That goes like that. Is this supposed to be here? Oh, I fucked up a long time ago. That makes sense. Thank God that was easy to fix. Holy shit. Is Golden Kamui, it's a, not pirate necessarily, but there's a hidden treasure. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember something about it. Why should I watch Golden Kamui? What's so good about it? Not like the plot, but like what's the like what's the hook? What's the reason why people love it? Okay, that's boom. Damn, I know that I know this has been a long stream and it feels like we've got nothing done, but I really love how this is coming together. This is a great Lego set. This is a really fun build. It's got a lot of intricate pieces. Every time I fuck up, it's been easy to fix. No, Dalton was great. Wapple was great. The actor playing Wapple was fantastic. I feel like the Wapple's two lieutenants. I don't remember their names. Wapple's two lieutenants could use some work. I'm not gonna lie. I think they were fine. The fight with Sanji and Chopper was pretty good. They were one of the pieces of the story that I didn't I didn't love how they were handled, and I feel like they could have. I feel like their outfits could have been adapted a little bit better. I didn't think the way the static looked was very like. It was fine. I really love Wapol and Tashiki's performances. I agree with that. I think like. And Claris was making fun of me because I didn't. I was so enamored with her older sister on Bridgerton that I like wasn't like the number one fan of the Vivi actress on Bridgerton, because I was like, why is he going after the younger sister? Her older sister's so hot. So Claris was kind of making fun of me for that, but I don't know. I thought Trithra, I think I'm saying that right. I thought she was fantastic. I thought they both did great. Wapol, the scene at the World Government where they were not chatting. The scene with Suresh from, oh my god, I literally have his photo framed. I have a framed photo of him. But Suresh from Heroes, I thought that fucking scene with Hamburger and King Taco? No, the sombrero guy's name is not King Taco. I had heard about Hamburger, but his name's King Taco? No way, chat. Oh no, his name's King Taco? Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, you know who would love that more than anything? I got a buddy, Danny, who's Hispanic, who would he would find that funnier than anyone alive. He would be like, that's the greatest joke I've ever heard. Okay, what's next here? Okay, so there's another one of those. Going the other way. Nope, the other way. There we go. Lincoln Hamburger? His name's Lincoln Hamburger? It's King Tacos, not Taco. Well, at least it's at least he has more than one taco, I guess. You're Mexican and you love him? Okay, nerdy, but how would you name a Mexican stereotype? I wouldn't. But I'm white. I can't get away with that shit. I would get like flambéed. If I created a character named King Taco, oh my god. Well, that doesn't fit. What? How did I fuck this up? I mean, it looks right. God damn it. How... Oh, does that piece... Oh, this is in the wrong spot. That's why. Okay, so that goes there. God, with these larger Lego sets, the size of the model... Like, I need, like, a 3D model that I can, like, spin around to make sure I'm putting things in the exact right spot. A Canadian-inspired Reverie King. Here's the thing, man. Like... The problem... King Tim Horton would be very funny. The problem with racism is that, like... When it isn't mean, it can be very funny. You know what I mean? Like there's a reason why, like, there's some things that are, like, racist that you're like, nah, that's a good bit. It just can't come from a guy who looks like me. You know what I mean? Like, there are really... I realize I keep putting the pieces on here where, like, literally where no one can see him. Maple Man, his hair shaped like a maple leaf and he would have a syrup devil fruit. I mean... Yeah. It's not racist, though. I mean, it kind of is. It's at least a little racist to be like, oh yeah, the king of the Mexican country is King Taco. I'm not saying it's like super racist. I'm just saying it's like it is at least a little racist. I just can't write that. I would get in trouble. Okay, that goes there. Is the name more racist or his hat? Ooh. That's a good question. Let's play a game, chat. Welcome to this white boys stream where we're going to play What's More Racist? What the fuck? How does that connect? Is it that? No, it can't be that. It's got to be... Oh, it's that? Oh, I see those little guys. Damn. Hi, my name's Nerdy Nightly. I'm very white and Canadian, and I'm going to tell you what the more racist part of King Tacos, the sombrero-wearing king of, I don't know, Mexico Stan, I'm assuming is what the country's name is. It wouldn't be that. What is the name? What is he king of? Like, what is he king of in One Piece? So it's 4, and then this goes on? Okay. I don't think it's much different than King Hamburger. It's a food-centric name. It's definitely different. You know what I mean? It is definitely different. I'm not saying it's terrible, and I'm not mad at Oda about it. It is just wild. It's like, it's not up to me to be mad. Here's the other part about racism that I feel very strongly about. It's like not my job to be mad for other people. Shishano Kingdom? Oh, that's not bad. You know what? That's not bad, Shishano. Okay. It's not, at least that isn't like a straight up, like, basically a slur. Why doesn't that fit? Because I'm missing a piece. But I'm going the wrong way with this, aren't I? Fuck. It's, yeah, this, okay. Yeah. I remember this street interview about cultural appropriation with the boys dressed in a poncho and a Chinese rice hat, and actual natives of that culture were not offended. Here's the thing about racism, is that it is up to the people who would be offended if it's offensive or not, right? And there are going to be people who aren't offended by stuff. My buddy Danny, like I said, and he wouldn't mind me saying that, he would find it funny. There's just also people that wouldn't find it funny. And that's where it gets, like, that's where it's complicated, is that, like, you have to be, it also matters who says it. There's a lot of racist shit that you can say if you don't look like me, that no one will bat an eye at. And that if you look like me and I say it, I mean, look at what happened with fucking, the guy with Tourette's at the BAFTAs, right? Like, that whole situation was a disaster. The BAFTAs fucked up so hard. That poor man, poor Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo, right? Like, they had to put up with a very difficult situation that they were not, like, helped through. And I don't blame the guy with Asperger's. He's got Asperger's. Like, that happens. That's life. But the fact that, like, no one from the BAFTAs immediately spoke to the two of them afterwards, crazy, right? And so, like, so much of, like, what makes racism bad is situational. And if I wrote King Tacos and I gave him a fucking cactus sombrero hat into my cartoon, it would be viewed in a very different way than Oda doing it. It just would. Like, contextually, it would be very racist for me to do that in a way that it wouldn't for him. And that's just the reality of it. It's complicated. These situations are complicated. There's like contextual understanding of where these things come from that you have to bring in as a creative. And, you know, I think that him being Japanese and not American makes it it's a very different situation. But because I'm an American citizen, like it would be wild for me to put that out. It would be wild for me to make that. It's also translated. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, bringing up translation is a great point. It's translated from another language, right? It's not even that like Oda's not even writing in English. So to be mad about it is it's just very different. The irony of him being there in the BAFTAs for his movie that's actually describing that thing. Oh, 100%. And here's the thing, like that whole situation, it's not on him, and it's very much not on Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo. But it's also not on him. The BAFTAs royally fucked up in a way that like I'm upset about because no one's been fired. And I personally feel like some people should have been fired. Nerdy, you are Canadian or American or both? So I was born and raised in Canada. I was born in Calgary, Alberta. I lived there until I turned 18. But my mom's from Alabama, so I have American citizenship. I've had American citizenship my whole life. And then I lived in New York for 10 years in my 20s, and then I've been living back here for 6 years now. So I'm a dual citizen. I definitely associate more as a Canadian, realistically, right? My high school diploma is in Canada. You know what I mean? My life is far more driven by who I was raised to be in Canada than spending my 20s in the States. My whole family still lives in Canada. The Alabama comment is so lovely. Yes, I do have family in Alabama. I do make jokes about them quite a bit. None of them know, I hope. Although one of my cousins that I haven't spoken to in like fucking a decade commented on a video recently. And I was like, oh, hey, what's up? It's wild. Is there any significant thing in One Piece we didn't talk about in the last 3 hours? We've talked about so much stuff. Is there any like actor I haven't brought up and said whether I liked them or not? I liked all the acting. There were some costumes I didn't love. I didn't, Kureha, oh my god, Katie Siegel crushed it. I do kind of feel bad for Katie Siegel, only because I do feel like, oh, I have to put stickers on this. Oh, shit. Wait, no, I need to put something there first. I do feel bad for Katie Siegel a little bit because it does feel like the news cycle about One Piece has been about how, has been at least a little bit about how it's not Jamie Lee Curtis. And I just think that because Katie Siegel did such a good job, it like kind of sucks to have so many like news articles and stuff be about about the person who didn't get it and not about you doing such a good job. You know what I mean? Because I thought Katie Siegel was fantastic. I loved her Kureha. I thought like she made the hardest scene in that as an actress, in my opinion, is the being mean to Chopper and firing and like not firing him, but like being mean to Chopper and yelling at him. In episode 8 when he's like, no, I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna go be a pirate. And I think that she made that scene really work for me, and I quite liked her quite a bit. I also liked the only thing about the Jamie Lee Curtis being brought back up that I did enjoy was the joke of Jamie Lee Curtis being like, that's Katie Siegel's actual stomach. And if I'd played the role, it would have been a prosthetic. I thought that was very funny. But yeah, I feel like there's a weird amount of like media attention being put onto like the Jamie Lee Curtis of it all when we knew she wasn't going to play the role for like the last year. Yeah, I don't know. I think that like that's a news story that didn't need to get brought back up, but it is what it is. The news has got a news, you know. Am I missing a piece? Oh, I am. Okay, let's snap this on. Oh, the wall of the kitchen. We have a whole ass wall of the kitchen done. I wish they'd made her scene in the fight in episode 8 bigger somehow. Yeah, I think that's fair. I kind of I agree with some of that stuff, right? Like Croco Boy. Oh yeah, we haven't gotten to the end yet. It's Joe Manganiello. He looks good. The part wasn't much, right? The scene wasn't much. I didn't really feel like they did much. Who's your favorite Navy admiral? I wanted to be Fujitaro, but I feel like he's an idiot. Fujitaro in Dressrosa is kind of driving me crazy. And Kizaru is not not Kizaru. Aokiji's not an admiral anymore, right? Did I catch the musical reference in Croc scene? No, I didn't. Yeah, they did tease Smoker the same way in season 1. I have a feeling they're going to do that every season. Like, I'm assuming at the end of season 3, we'll get a tease of Blackbeard. Right? At least that's what I'm assuming, that the end of season 3 tease will be Blackbeard landing in Jaya. Because they've already teased that Blackbeard was on not teased, but they did. I can't believe I forgot that. I legitimately forgot that Blackbeard was on Drum Kingdom, and so that was just me forgetting something from a long time ago. And I think the end of season 3 live action will be like Blackbeard's ship landing in Jaya or something like that. That would low-key ruin the whole Loki interaction with Luffy, though. How would it ruin... I don't understand how it would ruin the interaction. It would literally just be a shot of his back on the island. Oh, yeah, here's the thing. I don't know that the One Piece... I don't know that the live action... I see what you're saying, because the audience would know that he's important. That's interesting. The actor Smoker said he thought he was going to play Leo from One Piece at first. Leo? Who's Leo? The end of season 3 will likely be Robin on the ship after the arc ends. No, but that will definitely be how the season ends, Mystic Spaceman. It'll end with the arm up moment into Robin, but then the Tontata Leo? I don't remember who fucking Leo is. Oh, modern Leo. Wait, why would Joe Manganiello think that he was... I thought you were talking about an Alabasta. Why would Dressrosa Leo be who Joe Manganiello thought he was going to play? I'm confused. I was trying to think back to Alabasta. Sorry, I was trying to figure out who because I was like, Joe Manganiello thought he was going to play Leo in season 3. I was like, how the fuck would that work? That's weird. Yeah, no, I think, I don't know. I think that the end of season 3, they'll have another tease like this. It might be Enel, right? Like, if they're going to do Skypiea, I think that they could... There's definitely a way that they could tease Enel as the final, like, thing of season 3, for sure. Even with just, like... They could tease Enel really easily just with, like, lightning strikes or something, right? Or the end of season 3, the way that they could do it... Ooh. Robin's on the ship. The Going Merry starts sailing off to its next thing. The camera pulls back. Huge shot. There's lightning strikes in the clouds, and we see the shape of the giants in the sky. And so you just see the shape of people in the clouds, and that's the end of the season. Just giant forms in the clouds in the distance. Lightning strikes. Like, that could be a really good end. The 5 elders are first introduced after Alabasta? Yeah. Don't we meet the 5 elders? Didn't we meet one of them in Skypiea? The ship flying from the sky is pretty cool too. Yeah, the ship flying from the sky would be good. That would be interesting. Honestly, they can do whatever the fuck they want. I'm loving it so much. Do you think they would reveal Ace as Roger's son? No. No, I think that if the show thinks that it can get to Marineford, they will try and save that for Marineford. Right? The Straw Hats haven't met any elders where you're at? No, not the Straw Hats. Like, but we, the audience, have met them. Am I wrong about that? We've met the elders. In, like, some of the, like... Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I personally don't think it will reach Marineford either, but I think that the show can't act like they know when it's going to be canceled. Oh, I'm wrong about Skypiea at the end of Jaya. I was like, I don't exactly remember all of the, like, when those things happen. But I was like, I'm sure I've seen scenes with the elders in them. If they make Water 790's lobby and it's a hit, they will finish the whole show. No, the whole show? No, God, no. No, we'll never see post-time skip in live action. Unless it's a different cast. It would, like, the reality of it would be decades. I think that if we get to the time skip, what you would see is a new cast come in. And it would be, just realistically, and, like, Game of Thrones went through this, these shows are incredibly consuming of these people's lives. People get tired of things. Like, I know it seems crazy to think that you would, like, get tired of being on a TV show, but it happens on every TV show. And when you talk about a show going on that long, you will have to recast at least someone. And that's just hard. It's really hard for a show to do. And I can't see them. McIntyre said he'd do it till he's 90. You know what? I bet he would. McIntyre feels like he would. You know what I mean? But, like, there's a huge difference between being the hit show right now and signing up for 30 years of the same thing. You know? And the reality of it is it gets harder to keep a cast over time. Fucking the lead guy on Suits was just in an interview. I don't know his name, but he was in an interview where he was like, yeah, I just was kind of done. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. That's fair. It's your life, right? How much of the year do you want to spend in South Africa shooting the show? Especially if the show starts to be less popular. And they're like, oh, well, we'll just do it because, you know, for the fans who love it. No! I'm sorry, I couldn't carry you. Mystic Spaceman, you fuck. You're a bad person. Mystic Spaceman, you're a bad fucking person. I can't believe you just said that. You're a monster. I can't believe you just said that. And you were so fast. Shit, where's the piece on the... Okay, there it is. Okay, I think that it goes like that. Let's build the Sunny next. Do you think they'll release the Sunny? I know that they're, like, because... I know they're doing this because it's the live action. So do you think we'll ever get a Sunny, like, I'm gonna be real with you. I think a post time skip Frankie Lego set would go real hard. That wasn't that bad. Oh, okay. That wasn't that bad. That kind of just okay, we're good. It's just kind of okay. Had it locked, it was bound to happen. I can't believe you said that. I'm so mad at you. I'm so mad at my chat right now. I wish I could. I'm like Levitt. Oh my god. You fucks. I'm surprised I didn't cry, if I'm being completely honest. I was putting my Spider-Man bridge set, I raged so hard. Oh my god, I know. And like some of these are so complicated that I'm like, I just have to like take it apart and completely start over. Like trying to, this wasn't that bad, but sometimes with these like very specific Lego sets, trying to figure out what went wrong is almost impossible. You just have to kind of like unwind to the beginning and just follow the fucking thing from the top. 1,000 Sunny design was fan submitted for voting and a 6K from the needed 10K votes. Wait, press. Give me that link. I have 98,000 people on YouTube, and that sometimes feels like I shouldn't. But if I can get the 1,000 Sunny Lego set made, I don't do ads for cryptocurrency, but I will try and get the 1,000 Sunny design made. I've always thought the Sunny design had a lot less charm than the Mary did. I don't know that I agree with that. I love the Sunny. I just think the Sunny would be... It says archive. No, it didn't make it. I think the 1,000 Sunny would be amazing. It would just be so expensive. Like, the 1,000 Sunny would cost $600 at least. Because if you're gonna do it, they're gonna do it with like the like things coming out of it, right? It would be like the I think that it would be like the $900 Death Star. I will say though, I love the Sunny. I'm still the Mary's still my favorite ship. I don't know why. I just, yeah, the Mary to me is, I don't know. It's just a special ship. I think that the Sunny will never be able to compete with the way we lost the Mary. You know what I mean? Like, the Sunny will never really be able to compete with the fact that Mary died the way that it did. Because I think that the Sunny, if I'm guessing, at the end of the show, or at the end of the manga, Oda will draw the crew together on the Sunny. Right? Your grandma story connection? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those special things, right? And so... Mary's the only Straw Hat we lost so far. Yeah, that's... Oh, God. I think we're going to lose one. I have a feeling someone will die. Not like a main Straw Hat. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we're going to lose, like, Nami. But I do think... I just feel like Oda's going to have a twist for us at some point down the line. I feel like there's some... And maybe we don't lose them forever, right? But I do think... You think Luffy dies? I don't. I would be really surprised if Luffy dies. Like, I would be really, really surprised if Luffy dies. Usopp will die heroic death. Honestly, Usopp's death would be the best death. Sanji will die? Yeah. Oh, yeah, Brooke. Usopp has a line in Little Garden about dying in a desert island. Nobody thinks about that. I mean, Usopp's predictions are never like 100% true, though, right? There we go. Wait, where does that go? That goes there. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good. We're in the right. I haven't fucked up that royally. Okay, blue. Team kill Usopp. I don't know. I'm trying to think like who would be the best one to lose. I feel like I think that we will lose Sanji for a bit. I think Sanji will leave the Straw Hats at some point for a woman. I think it's just too... I think it's too obvious a plot line. At some point, Sanji's, like, woman love is going to lead him to want something. Or like... I'm trying to think what I'm trying to say. He's gonna either, like, walk away for a woman, or he's gonna be enticed away by a woman. Unless him and Viola become a thing. Wait, how does that work? Oh, that works like that. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Can't see that happening. I don't know, man. It just feels like at some point, somebody in the show is going to try and beat the Straw Hats by not fighting them. And right now, everyone tries to beat the Straw Hats by fighting them. And you just have to imagine, at some point, someone's going to be like, hey, like, these guys have obvious weaknesses. Why is nobody tried, like, manipulating this team of idiots' really obvious weaknesses? And I don't know. I just feel like Sanji has a weakness that's so manipulatable, and I think that it'll be rough to watch because I have a feeling that, like, because Viola was genuine. I think the next woman that gives Sanji the time of day will be a liar. You know what I mean? Like, just from the perspective of, like, it probably won't be soon though, right? I think it'll be someone who works for Kaido, because he's gonna be kidnapped for the next arc. If I'm right about it being like Whole Cake and then Kaido after, we're gonna have to rescue Sanji from Big Mom, right? And then that's gonna hurt Sanji's fucking feelings, and he's gonna be like feeling insecure about the fact that he was kidnapped by Big Mom, and it's gonna lead him down a dark path. He's gonna meet a woman, and then we're gonna find out that that woman works for Kaido, but Sanji will be like, no, I love her, and it won't be until it's like too late in the Kaido arc, and then Sanji will fucking come out of nowhere and like be the reason we survive Kaido, because he'll like overcome his like bullshit around this woman. If I had to guess, that would be my like guess about it. I just think it makes it allows for Sanji to kind of reckon with his... Did you leave a sticker on your hat for too long? Yeah, I did. I know, I need to clean that off. It's gross. It allows Kaido to be a different kind of villain, right? It allows him to, like, the emperors to be scary in their own way. And unless the other option, the other version of that is that by the time we get to Whole Cake, Sanji has been like essentially like groomed by a woman, right? You have very little exposure to Kaido thus far. I know, but I just have to imagine that, like, the rest of the show isn't just... I'm just guessing at shit, because I don't think the rest of the show is just that Luffy uses a little bit more hockey on the next fight, right? I don't think the whole show is just, from here on out, is we just keep fighting people and we just keep using hockey and it's the same shit over and over and over and over again, right? I feel like Oda's just a better writer than that. And we're going to see sort of the... Oh, shit. This feels like a little crunchy. Why aren't you connecting? There we go. I feel like we're going to see, like, different intelligences and different ways of winning. I think Caesar Clown brought a little bit of that. I'm excited for the arc where we have to fight Vegapunk, right? Like, Vegapunk's going to be a fun villain because he's intelligent. And it's going to be about, like, hey, how do we fight this, like, genius mad scientist who has a bunch of robots? Which is, I think the clothing, the sci-fi clothing that I've seen the Straw Hats in, I think that clothing is probably from the Vegapunk arc, where we go and we fight the evil mad scientist with his crazy robots, right? Boom. We have the hull of a ship, chat. I don't think I'm going to open... Wait, is there another poster? Okay. I'm going to open bag 5, but we're not going to keep building. Because it is 7 o'clock and I need to order dinner. So, Clarus is going to be mad at me if I don't order dinner soon. Those are my spoilers. I hope that was enough Season 2 chat. Let's see. Let's find out which... Is that the one? Oh, I found it. Okay, I didn't see what it is. Okay, are we ready, chat? Are we ready? Who do you think we got? Wait, chat, who do you think we got as our second wanted poster? Who do we think? Who are we guessing? I don't know what the options are, which is the hard part. Nami, Zoro, Usopp, Kuro? Wait, Kuro's one of them? Mystic Spaceman says Goldie Roger. Alvida. Oh, I want the Alvida poster. I want Buggy. The one I want is Buggy. Another Luffy. That would suck if you got duplicates. Boom. Who is it? The king of the fucking pirates. His bounty's scratched out. That's so funny because his poster's older. That's a good bit. Mystic Spaceman wins. Y'all, I will be back. We're going to finish the Going Merry on another stream. Unfortunately, I got to get out of here. One Piece live action season 2 is huge. What a success. Thank you everyone for being here. I didn't actually think that... this is the first live we've done on this channel, so I didn't actually know if people would come or what it was going to be like. I partially did the Lego thing because I was like, well, if no one shows up, I can just talk to myself and build Lego. But so many of you are here. Thank you so much. So many Maple Mask Pirates in chat. Thank you to all my members. Thank you to all the patrons for making this channel possible. I can't believe we went 4 hours. I didn't think we were going to go this long. Thank you so much for that. What an absolutely incredible time. I will be back tomorrow with One Piece. One Piece going live. So members, patrons, there will be more One Piece for you tonight. That'll go up in a couple hours. And what do you think? What bounty do you think Roger has? I don't know. I don't know what inflation is like 20 years ago. So I don't know. Probably like 1 billion. Was Roger the first one to hit 1 billion? I don't know. If you like the video, like, subscribe to the channel. If you don't, hit the dislike button. Leave mean comments down below because the algorithm goddess is hungry and we must feed her. This episode, that algorithm goddess is Nami. Nami Swan. If you want to follow me on the internet, you can. I'm at Nerdy Nightly. Do something nerdy night, y'all. Bye. Thank you.